Hey, we got numbers.
Hey guys, welcome to Cleveland Moto Podcast. We are episode number 5. Are we 535?
535.
Did somebody update
I believe so,
the
yeah.
board?
Yeah.
Wow, 535.
Yeah, no,
Holy
I've
cow.
been trying to get on top of that.
Jeez Louise. Apologies to everybody who was looking at our live feed. We got a couple of notifications. Sleepy had the live feed called 533 last week.
Yeah.
So we fixed that, got that sorted out for you guys at home that were confused. And the audio is dropped. Light them up, boys.
Yep.
They already pre-lit. I heard them going off. They couldn't hold. Mine came pre-lit.
A little bit of premature action there.
Oh, chocolate peanut butter stout. Oh,
Scooby snacks.
Scooby is so delicious.
We love it.
It is Reese's in a glass.
Heineken Zero.
To my immediately left,
Dan Kropke.
and to his left,
Steve Sleepy.
and to his left,
Johnny Mac.
and to his left,
Speedy Pete.
and to his left,
Shanky Smith.
and behind the bar tonight,
Tom Pennington.
no Sean Noel. Apparently,
No Sean.
Just too slippery out there for him. The
Too slutty.
In more ways than one.
Today I was delivering 2 bikes. I delivered a bike to Warren, Ohio, and I delivered a bike to Talmadge, Ohio. And then immediately after delivering the bike to Talmadge, Ohio, I was like, well, since I have to get on the freeway right by Tiki Underground, I think I'll go in and have a tropical itch. So I literally walked in the bar and told the bartender, I will be having 1 drink.
I bet she's heard that a million times.
And she said, what? And I said, I'm on my way back to the shop. I'm having 1 drink. Tell me what is the 1 drink that you sell in this establishment that you would say, if you're only going to have 1 drink, this is the drink I want you to have.
Scorpion Bowl.
That's cheating. Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. She said tropical itch. And what I didn't know was the reason she said tropical itch is because you get a souvenir back scratcher. You don't get a souvenir back scratch. You get a souvenir back scratcher. So that is kind of a bonus. Could always use another back scratcher. So that's super cool.
I would have went with a souvenir hand job.
I looked. It wasn't on the menu. Yeah. And it probably would have been more than $14.
A little,
Yeah,
a
it's
little,
an extra $2.
a little Capuchkin monkey.
But you get to
comes
keep
out
the
back
glass.
room.
Hi, this is Johnny Mac. He'll be giving you your souvenir hand job.
I'd like to send this back, please.
I would like to. It is snowing in Cleveland right now. And more importantly, Tom Street hasn't been salted yet this year.
Well, it's always salty, but it hasn't been
It
salty.
hasn't been
Yeah.
salted, right?
Why is that so important to mention?
Because I rode the bike tonight.
Oh.
Yeah, so I rode the bike tonight. And then I was going to be a hero, but then I got here and realized I had the wrong computer and it didn't have an HDMI out. So I had to go back to the shop and go get the other computer.
Oh, you're just showing off now.
So I got through Tom Street 4 times on the brand new MotoMorini Vettore 450. Super fun. And this morning, so these bikes arrived yesterday afternoon, and when it was 8 degrees out. And when bikes show up at our shop, we get excited, unless when it's 8 degrees out. When it's 8 degrees out, we don't get very excited at all. And
the good thing is Cleveland's not salting the roads.
right. So when these bikes showed up, I was like, oh man, because what you learn when you do this is that sometimes these bikes are very, very easy to prep, and sometimes these bikes are not very easy to prep. And this bike, had I decided to prep it, on this particular bike, you need to do 45 minutes of work before you have wheels on the bike enough to push it into the shop to do the rest of the work in the warm comfort of the shop. So Tom and I double teamed it with a couple of 2-wheel dollies, and we managed to fit it through our narrow front door without breaking anything. So we got them both through the front door.
That's impressive.
It was pretty solid. It's the push me pull you situation. We can talk with the animals and walk with the animals around our shop. And Tom and I on 2-wheel dollies is pretty hilarious watching us manhandle this bike. It was fun. We had a good time. Got him in, and then I decided that yesterday I would go ahead and take it real slow and prep it, because most motorcycles that I prep, if I contact the manufacturer will say, oh yeah, go to the 3rd level of hell in your dealer website in the dealer access pages for our company. Log in, go to this page, subpage, and we will have included PDF documents of how to build this cocksucker. Little pictures and stuff of how to build it. You all built IKEA furniture before. You know how that goes. And especially when we have a brand new bike that we've never done before, those sheets are invaluable. So Renee immediately calls up, hey, we got these two Vettoris here, and where do we find? We've opened up the boxes. We've opened up the sub boxes. We've opened up the sub boxes. Where do we find the sheets that tell us how to build them? Oh, there aren't any? No, there aren't. So where do we find...
Fax them over, please.
Yeah, well, where do we find them on your website? Oh, long pause. Okay, it's not fucking there, is it? So I had to do it the old-fashioned way, which is where you get the white foot dining room table, you get the white folding dining room tables out, you lay them out, and you put all the hardware on the table. And there's a thing called knolling. Raise your hand if you know what knolling is.
I kind of know.
Knolling, right? Yeah. Knolling is where you take all the hardware out of the packages and you lay all the hardware out in Dress Right Dress.
Isn't that a YouTuber?
There's a thing called bullet points, and he has a thing called always be knolling.
Yeah.
So everything you do in your life, anytime you're doing your tools or doing your thing and you're setting up your job.
I guess I'd do it.
Charles McGoggin says, Tom, if you're going to hide behind the pole, you'll need to lose a few more pounds.
Yeah.
Hey, it's something that
I tried that.
I guess I'm a knoller. I just didn't know the word for it.
That's what it is. So it's always be knolling.
What do you call when you take cardboard?
Yeah.
And then you just stick all the stuff
That's
in?
knolling.
Okay.
That's advanced knolling.
Okay, I do that.
Right. That's what you should do. Sure. That is exactly what you're supposed to do, because then you don't have to chase your hardware around the shop when it falls off the table.
It's why I just throw everything in a giant bucket.
Well, and if you have different sized bolts that came out, you know where they go back in.
Oh, believe me, on disassembly, a piece of cardboard is your friend.
Yeah, if you take a side cover off or something.
Believe me, that is the right way to do it. So I did that and laid everything out on the table, made sure everything was dress right dress, laid all the accessory items out, all the elements out, and counted holes. What you do is you count holes. And if there's 18 holes to put on this, center, bash plate or something, you find the bolt that there's 18 bolts of, and then you know where those go.
But where do you put that one short bolt or that one long bolt?
Good luck. Measure twice, fuck it up once, right?
It usually becomes self-evident.
Eventually it does.
The Vespa water.
I put a regular bolt in that hole, and it's sticking out too far. That's where the
Vespa
short bolt
water
goes.
pump is under the chat.
Right. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. And promise you, that is how that mistake gets made all the time. I've seen people put a bolt in and crack a case. So, something just as simple as, well, it was my last M4 bolt. It had to go in that hole.
You start with all the medium bolts first.
You put a 25 millimeter long bolt in a hole that needed a 40 millimeter long bolt. It got a couple of threads, so you thought you were done. Then you tried to put that 40 millimeter long bolt into a hole that was only 26 millimeters deep, and you cracked your engine cases. So that's why it's important to do that and then to approach everything gently when you don't have a build manual. So no build manuals, had to do it the old-fashioned way.
With your impactor at full check.
Yeah, right, exactly. Right. Yeah, impacts are only used for taking apart.
Just a couple of ugga-duggas.
Right. Yeah, you only use electric impacts when you take things apart. You don't use them when you put them together. So
that drives me. And on YouTube, that's all you fucking see is people like, I have to put this on, and you're just like, oh, it drives me fucking crazy, man.
Yeah,
I suppose if you had like a really good one, if you get like a snap-on or something like that, can't you set the torque on them or something?
Here's my opinion about that.
You can feel it. You can feel by two threads.
If you have it slightly cross-threaded, and you have it set for only 2 dugga-duggas, it's still going to make the wrong threads for just a little while until the dugga-duggas take over.
Yeah.
So in my opinion, especially on a new bike when you're trying to line things up, I put my little purple Loctite on there because that's a lubricant. And I put my little purple Loctite on there and I finger tight it in. I grab my T-handles and I spin my T-handles and they go in just like business. No big deal. Now, the good news, MotoMorini, all the holes lined up, no cross threads. Well done, MotoMorini. Your shit is good. Your build is fantastic. I love it. The first one, I had to do it, poke and hope. I had to do a lot of work to figure that out. But after the first one, I got my time down dramatically. I did shoot a stop motion of it so people can watch me, how to do it.
Good.
So that's fun.
There's at least 5 minutes of me standing in front of the camera before both of us realize I'm in front of the camera.
That was the one I did yesterday, was I actually had to tell Tom, hey, Tom, we're doing it stop motion. So the first one I recorded yesterday, I fucked up, though. I didn't record it in stop motion. I recorded it in slow motion. So it's 18 hours long. Nobody wants that.
We can speed that up if you want.
Nobody wants that.
It's like the Stanley Kubrick cut.
I did it today stop motion. It worked much better.
That might be a challenge, though.
The stop motion and slow motion buttons are really
18 hours of Phil putting together a 450.
Yeah,
Prove it and you get a t-shirt.
My phone didn't like it. Yeah, I grabbed it in my phone. I tried to trim off the first 3 seconds when I was adjusting the camera.
Yeah.
But because I didn't know that it was an 18-hour long video, and my phone was like, no, we don't do this. You had one shot, buddy. Yeah, that was it. So, yeah, that's a real thing that happened. So, but folks, it is not all triumph. Well, in fact, it's MotoMorini. It's not triumph at all.
Yeah. I was going to say, what are you talking about here?
Everything went great. I was super, super pleased with myself. And then tonight I decided I was going to ride the bike to podcast. So I pushed the bike outside into the snow and I put on all my heavy, the gear that you have to wear in Cleveland when you're going to ride and it's 30 degrees out. And I put my helmet on. I put my balaclava on. I put my gloves on. I jumped on the bike. I turned the key on. The whole display came up like it's supposed to. And I hit the starter button and nothing happened.
Oh.
So, guys, at the table and at the table only, or if you have the answer at home and you'd like to chime in, what did I do wrong? Why did this motorcycle not start? And anybody can ask as many questions as you want. I will answer them.
Was it on the side stand?
It was not. First thing I checked, made sure it was not on the side stand.
Clutch pull?
Kill switch.
I did pull I did check the clutch pull. I did check the kill switch. Okay, very good. These are good questions.
Batteries connected.
Correct.
It was in neutral, obviously.
It was in neutral.
Okay.
Go ahead, Dan.
Fuse not in?
Fuse was in. In fact, everything on the dashboard worked great.
It has a switch in the seat. You have to be sitting on it like a garden tractor.
That would be great for like the Piaggio MP3s and some of the three-wheelers, but it is not. That was not the case.
Key position?
Nope. Key was right where it should be.
Fuel petcock.
You had to get authorization.
Fuel injected.
You didn't.
No petcock.
You didn't have the Huey app loaded.
Yeah, app.
Nope. Not the app.
Was there some sort of a fob that had to be in there to
Nope.
immobilizer?
This bike does not have a fob.
So
I was so angry.
It was doing nothing.
It was all the things were on. Turn signals, lights, hazards, brake lights, headlights, adjustment, horn, everything. Except when you hit the start button.
Brake.
Nothing. It did the brake.
Oh.
Was it in neutral?
Did the neutral.
that,
Did you
yeah.
have to grab the clutch?
Put it on the center stand. Pulled the clutch.
You were hitting the mode button by accident.
Hit the mode button. Was not the mode button.
Hold the rear brake?
Pull the rear brake. Both hand and foot.
Kiss
Now,
the-
hold
kiss
on. There's a clue. I'll give you guys a clue because you guys are all asking good questions, but we don't drive. This is not, this is not a 40 questions game. I fucked up. I gave up. I got angry. I'm wearing a fucking parka, right?
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
sweating my balls off. So I
What were your balls down in the parka?
put the fucking cocksucker back in the shop. I had to turn around 180 degrees in the shop, push it back through the narrow ass door, wiggy waggy through the door, put it back in the shop, take the license plate off of it, get the other one, put the license plate on it, sweat my balls off in the shop, push it back outside again, take a half a gallon of gas, put a half a gallon of gas in the other one now to get to replicate everything, turn the key on, same exact scenario. Now, this is the point where I thought Tom would have gotten it.
Something from the factory that you have to do something before you're allowed to start it the first time.
The one clue I will give, and we'll see if Tom picks up on it, buddy kick.
Oh. I know what it is.
Anyone? Go ahead. Go ahead.
So
Seat has to be latched.
no. They've got a secret hidden switch as a security default. So
It is not that.
Oh, like
But
the
it's
bikes
not
that have
that.
the yellow switch underneath the seat.
It is not a super secret hidden security switch,
I'm lost, man. I
but
don't
it
know.
is something that only exists on the buddy kick.
I've never had a buddy kick.
Okay. This motorcycle has a very clearly wrapped, a very clearly pronounced red battery wire.
Okay.
This vehicle has a very clearly pronounced, shrink wrapped, with a rubber cap on it, black negative wire. Right? Mm-hmm. You would hook those up to the battery, wouldn't you?
Probably red to red, black to black.
Yeah, like every bike in the history of the planet.
Right.
Okay. I did all those things. Put the battery in its cool little battery holder, put the battery rubber strap over it, put battery tender leads on it because I'm a pro. Did all the things. But the reason I was able to troubleshoot my work is because I have prepped about 200 buddy kicks. Buddy kicks are the only bike that I've ever seen that has a completely stupid, for no apparent reason at all, bonus
yeah.
negative, super tiny, super skinny,
Yeah.
negative terminal.
I
Not
do
a
remember.
positive,
Yeah.
a negative.
I did prep one of those, and it drove me crazy.
Because it wouldn't start.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And you thought you did everything right.
Yep.
And everything on the dashboard looks like it should be right.
I think the Buddy 170i also has a little tiny bonus.
So
It probably runs the fuel pump or something like that. Maybe.
It's like a ground to the coil.
it's a
Okay.
super tiny, thin, maybe
It's
18 gauge, 20 gauge, right?
Right.
So, but here's the weird thing is, of course, I yoinked the seat off of this thing because I'm sweating and I'm upset. So I yoinked the seats off of it. I look at the battery and I do not see anywhere, and I'm digging all around. I went and got a flashlight and everything else, and I'm digging all up in this thing's guts, and I cannot find the bonus connector. Oh no, it is way up under there.
Oh.
It is super duper hiding to the point where I just had to start grabbing black colored wires and tugging them until I found a black colored wire that when I tugged it, it released itself.
And it has a ring connector on
And
it.
it has a ring connector on the end.
Boom.
Of it.
There you go.
Boom. And so tomorrow I'll be contacting MotoMorini and letting them know so they can tell all their dealers that are going through the same shit that I went through. Hey guys, there's an extra negative terminal on this bike. There was much rejoicing.
Have you found that to be the case on any of the other MotoMorini? Okay.
Absolutely not. Just this one. So just this one. And so there you go. That was the trick. And I did sweat and all the things, and yeah, pretty upset. But
That's why you're a plus dealer.
exactly right. It's the pro move right there. That was it.
You say the Buddy kick, and honestly, by the time I've seen every Buddy kick that has come down the pike, usually I don't prep them.
No, I prep them.
You prep them.
Yeah, I prep them.
I usually
prepped
get
all
them
of
when something weird happens,
Something's
like somebody
broken.
sticks a pin cap in the exhaust.
I can't tell you the number of times I've gone to people's houses, picked up Buddy kicks, no start situation, pick them up, put them in the truck, bring them all the way back to the shop. Hey, your negative terminal was disconnected. Your secondary negative terminal was disconnected from the battery. Oh, my husband just put a brand new battery in it because it wouldn't start.
I was about to say the same thing. So if you had that bike and you weren't aware of that and you replaced the battery and you overlooked that.
You would, every time you pull the battery out, that little terminal just drops into the nether
like
regions.
it should be shrunk. Like
It should be
taped
slaved to the other one, because we've had other bikes like that. We've had bikes in our history where that needed a double positive or it needed a double negative for whatever reason. But yeah, that's just a thing.
I wonder why that is. Is that so you can, if you needed to for maybe like diagnostic purposes, you could disconnect that one, have all the other stuff working, but you wouldn't have
In the case of the
why
Buddy
would they do
Kick,
that?
it is for a security switch that's hiding under the seat.
Yeah.
That is a double bypass, so that if the security seat under the seat is turned off, the bike will not start, despite all the symptoms on the dashboard leading the thief to believe it's stealable. Mm-hmm. If you destroy the ignition and you turn the ignition, overpower it, you could still keep the bike there by turning the hidden security switch off. On this bike, though, I have not yet found a hidden security switch, and their advertising stuff, their marketing doesn't say that it has one.
My assumption on that is usually the thicker ground goes straight to like either the body or the engine case itself.
It does, yeah.
And this is a tinier one that goes back to like the ECM.
I think you're right. Yeah, I think it's supported ground, because we've had some bikes too that didn't have enough ground. It has problems because it doesn't have the ground. We've had bikes that didn't have enough ground, and that caused major electrical problems.
You're grounded.
Yeah, well, if you've got an old bike and you're having electrical problems, run yourself a bonus ground, right? Maybe run yourself a bonus ground. Maybe run yourself a bonus power, other than the one that's just leaching out to the starter solenoid.
Tanuki-san.
Tanuki-san's up. Yay!
You were having a ball with this wacky morning DJ.
You do
sound
love your
effects.
DJ board, your soundboard. The coming up Tom's driveway, though, I got stuck because the traction control wouldn't let me come up Tom's icy driveway. So every time I'd let the clutch out, it just would say no. Your front tire needs to be going the same speed as the back. So I did figure out it is not one but two button presses to make the traction control go away. So to put it in off-road mode, it's very simple. You literally press the select button once and you press the set button once. So two button presses takes away all your traction control. I have not yet figured out if that also takes away front ABS. I'm not 100% sure if front ABS goes away too. I know back does, but I'm not sure front goes away too.
Well, on the V85 TT, it's only if you put it in off-road, it only does the rear ABS.
Correct. A lot of
this
motorcycles
might be the same thing.
do that. Yeah, a lot of bikes absolutely do that. And this one, even when I read their marketing stuff, didn't specify that. So I'll have to take some time and look at the manual and see what's up with that. But putting the traction control off and putting it into off-road mode was like, yep. But then I did the dumb thing is I set the bike up in my shop like a customer's bike. So I put 42 PSI in the back tire and I put 34 PSI in the front tire, which is not the right PSI for Tom Street.
No.
That is completely the wrong PSI for Tom Street. So this time when I came back with the other computer, it was so sketchy going down Tom Street, sheet of ice. I just put it on the sidewalk. So I just put it on the sidewalk and it was way more fun. It was way easier. So I just ran it down the sidewalk and then I just rather than trying to get up his driveway again, I just drove off the side of the driveway and it just drove right up, no problem. But yeah, it's a good thing. 21-inch front wheel, it's legit. 45 horsepower. I'll never know that between the shop and here. Who knows?
It sounds good too.
The slipper clutch is an interesting thing that I was very surprised with. When the traction control engages and takes power away from the back wheel, there is still a slipper clutch there. So when it takes the power away from the back wheel, you're not locking up like engine braking, right? So usually when you're in kind of an off-roady thing and you take power away from the back wheel, that back wheel is 1-to-1 relationship to the speed of your piston, and that causes it to chug and spit. Well, with the slipper clutch, it doesn't chug or spit. You don't have enough RPMs going to have the slipper clutch engaged. So at low RPMs, it just doesn't affect the speed of the tire. So I learned that was actually quite handy. Instead of it dragging the back tire as the engine was being cut for the spark, but my hand wasn't being cut, the clutch is still out. That was cool. That was an interesting experience because at no point, normally when I'm on a bike that has traction control and it's clipping traction to the back wheel in deep mud or snow, that's causing, the motor stuttering is causing the back tire to act like, a stop and go, stop and go, stop and go, which is pretty not cool. So it's the opposite of traction
slip
control.
slip spin,
cough, bark, spit, whatever, and then stalls the motor ultimately. On this one, it didn't want to stall the motor ultimately because of the slipper clutch. It just would not go. Yeah, so it was pretty good.
Speaking of dragging a back tire, go ahead, Petey.
No, you tell the story.
So we're cutting up a street off of Edgecliff, and there's a car in front of us, and Pete notices that the right rear tire is not spinning, even though it's moving down the street. And so the left rear tire is rotating, and the two front tires rotating, but she's just dragging the right rear tire. So we jumped out of the car. I did, and I went up and told her, and of course she says, "Boy, I thought something was going wrong." She checked the emergency brake. She didn't have that on. So she pulled straight through Warren Road, dragged that tire, and she's good news, there's not much,
right.
Or there's a lot of snow on the street, so
right.
she can just drag that baby home.
Hanging up for some reason. Yeah. Yeah, maybe, if it's got drum brakes on the back, maybe the little cam inside fell apart. Maybe the adjuster fell apart inside the drum. Ugh, yeah, not great. Yeah, well, this is the weather that tries. Because the weather forecast on Monday, we were supposed to go to Lewiston, New York, which is up across from Niagara on the Lake. So if you follow the Niagara River from Lake Erie, this is where the Niagara River becomes Lake Ontario, right? So you can go up the Canadian side, which is beautiful, or you can go up the American side, which is not beautiful, but you end up at ultimately the same destination. My customer lives in Lewiston, which is on the American side, up by Fort George, up by the Ontario end of the Niagara River. So Merritt and I had a great idea. Since she had off for Martin Luther King Day anyway, we were just going to run up to Niagara-on-the-Lake, have lunch in Niagara-on-the-Lake, then go back to the guys, just 40 minutes double back down to the American side then, and then go pick up these two bikes in Lewiston. The guy wanted serviced. He's been a customer of ours for years. So pick the bikes in Lewiston, come back. So we had a breakfast that couldn't be beat. While we're sitting there at breakfast, the guy pings us and goes, "Hey, are you sure you want to come and pick those two bikes up today?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it's, sun's shining, birds are chirping. Cleveland's a beautiful place. Let's go. I got 4-wheel drive and snow on my truck, snow tires. There's nothing that can stop us." He goes, well, Buffalo has other ideas. They got 24 inches of snow that I would have had to go through before I even had the option of getting on the Peace Bridge to go from Buffalo into Ontario, right? So even if I would have decided to get as little Buffalo as humanly possible, I would have been through all the bad shit by then. So it's usually all those areas going into Buffalo, west of Buffalo, where the snow machine, it's usually between Erie and Buffalo that just get the worst. And it did, because they had to shut the freeway down, and, there were trucks just laying on their sides.
It gets gnarly. When I used to ski back many years ago, going out there, you'd go up through Buffalo sometimes to go to New York. There'd be times where, we'd leave at 8 p.m. to try to get there at 2 a.m. so we could get, 6 a.m. slopes or whatever.
Sure.
And one time we're doing 45, 50, because it's a foot of snow, and you can not even that fast, 35, 40. And then there's in the middle of the highway, there seems to be this black looming thing, and you're like, what the fuck is that? And we start slowing down. It was a semi that had flipped over and was crossed the whole highway, and you couldn't even see it. There was no lights.
Michigan just had that happen. So Michigan just had, 126 car pile up, shut the freeway down. So we had to change our day's plans because that wasn't going to happen. And as much as I wanted to happen, that's not going to happen. And then, so we got thinking, and then I had these 2 deliveries to do today. And Buffalo, we called the guy in Lewiston again, and he's like, well, we got the 20 inches we said we were going to get. So we got that. And I said, well, that's great. I'm going to come up on Friday then. And he goes, no, we're getting hit again on Thursday. And I said, really? You're getting hit again on Thursday? We're getting hit again on Thursday. We should be getting 10 to 20 inches on Thursday. And I was like, oh, man, this is not going to work out. He goes, even if you got here, I'm not going to do my driveway to get these 2 bikes out so you can get them loaded up. He goes, forget it. You postpone this shit. I said, okay. So I talked to Merritt. So tomorrow we're going to Seven Springs. So we're going skiing tomorrow in Pennsylvania, which is about 45 minutes to an hour southeast of Pittsburgh, where that is. And they are supposed to get shit hammered with snow tomorrow. Or tomorrow night. So we're going to head down there tomorrow at 3 o'clock. And then we should be able to get, I only ski a few times a year. So if I have the opportunity to ski in some really good, fun, deep snow, I take it. I'll alter my schedule so I can ski in deep snow, because most of the time up here we're skiing on corn, and that sucks. Just skiing on whatever the snow machine made overnight is not the best kind of skiing there is. So if you can have the ability to ski on fun stuff.
I mean, you're going to probably lose, 6 to 10 motorcycle sales tomorrow?
Yeah, that's true.
Boy, it's usually when he goes out of town, Renee sells 4.
We had our customer.
So it's the best thing you could do.
We had a customer in the shop today for about 6.5 hours. Oh, wait, that was our accountant. Never mind. Yeah. So
I met him.
Nobody wants to be my accountant.
Did you get an internal?
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't want to say he was an accountant, and I don't want to say he was the right accountant, but then I walked outside, he had a Volvo V70.
He's Ryan Foltz's accountant. So if you can make Ryan Foltz's life make sense, then I'm your man, right?
So for me, the last 14 days have been mid-70s and sunny every day. Every fucking day.
Every day.
And now here I am for the worst Ohio has to offer.
Yeah, you're getting the true experience.
Yeah, but Buffalo makes us feel good about it.
Yeah, Buffalo does make us feel really good about it.
Tell us, Dan. Tell us.
Dan, what was your trip? Where did you go at? Because we all left Los Angeles, came back here because, we're responsible, people.
70 and sunny to 20 and snowy.
On Sunday, I drove to Phoenix, did some really cool stuff there, went to the Dwarf Car Museum.
Wait a second. The Dwarf Car Museum?
They are half-scale cars that this guy built by hand, and he likes to put Toyota drivetrains in them.
Really?
It was incredible. Out in the middle of the desert, south of Maricopa, just crazy. And then the Penske Racing Museum, long weekend in Tucson, amazing music.
Sleepy, can you put this up for the kids at home? Because he's not joking when he says dwarf cars.
I've seen this guy on TV.
This is amazing.
This is something that if you live down there and you haven't seen this, you got to go see it. And then down in Tucson, we did the Mini Time Machine Museum of Miniatures and the Titan Missile Museum.
Wow, man. Yeah, you hit all the cool museums.
All Americana museums.
Yeah. Whatever you're doing.
We got it.
Yeah, that is the Dwarf Car Museum. Look at that fucking thing, man.
Yeah.
It was so cool. There's a family of, I think, Japanese people there. And he let the mom sit in one of the cars and start it up and rev it.
It is like a quarter scale Buick.
It's half scale?
And he hand makes all those.
They're half scale.
They're half scale.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is so wild.
Didn't he say he like fabricates the sheet metal out of like old washing machines or something?
Yeah, well, his first car was built completely from refrigerators, I think he said.
Yeah.
Wow. Man.
The guy's there sitting at a table. You can sit down and talk to him.
He's got videos on YouTube. It shows like him making them and stuff like that. It's pretty crazy.
There's this picture is, him with what I believe is a 50 Ford next to another 50 Ford. And it is, or it's a 50 Chevy, I'm sorry.
Chevy.
Yeah, it's a 50 Chevy. And you can see, you can really, really see how wild that is. That scale is just incredible. Yeah, that's really neat. What a cool museum. That's great.
Awesome.
Very cool. Yeah, love that.
Yeah.
Oh
my God, it's the Brady Bunch.
Yeah.
Super cool. Oh yeah.
I wonder when.
But Phil moved. It was supposed to be on Phil. Yeah, I got to move that one over.
Yeah.
I'm trying.
I guess I got to be like this.
Yeah, hold on. Let me go back. Let me see.
I got to really get up in there. But if still like
I have to adjust it.
We got to adjust that.
You weren't here. See, nobody's here.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that's it. You thought he had me, but you didn't. Damn. Oh, that is fun. That's super cool. So you just had museums across America.
So you said you drove out there, Dan?
No, I flew.
Oh, okay.
Rented a car.
Well, he started from California, then drove from California to Arizona,
Oh, okay.
all the way to Pomona.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was cool. That was a great adventure that you were able to stitch that all together with the AIM Expo and everything. Yeah, super cool.
Not sure what I'm doing next year when it's in Florida, but
right, you're gonna have to
I'll
figure
find
out,
something.
Yeah, that's exactly what it's going to come down to.
I think we should take the time, a little extra time, and go see the mermaids. The Weeki Wachee is only 2 hours from there?
I don't know.
The mermaid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Weeki Wachee mermaids are they're on the Gulf side of Florida. I think about 2 hours
There's also
west
the ones
of
that
Orlando.
were at the dive. So the Weeki Wachee Springs, they've been having some financial problems.
Yeah.
And wasn't sure who's gonna be paying the bills, but I think the state of Florida now is paying the bills for it. But I do not know if the Weeki Wachee mermaids are still a thing. Now I do know that the Weeki Wachee, the rec bar in Fort Lauderdale still has the mermaids occasionally. Yeah. I don't know. If
Now another reason to go visit my sister.
Right? Yeah. So yeah, the wonders of Weeki Wachee. You can throw this up just for the folks at home if they want to see it. You too can see a living swimming mermaid.
And it's been going for the mermaid show's been going forever.
It's been going for a really, really long time.
How long did they stay under?
Well, they've got
a week or two.
Yeah, they got an air supply. It's amazing to watch.
Yeah, they just have little regulators hidden around in their environment.
Yeah.
So they just go up and grab a regulator when they need to take a drag, and then they do their thing. Portions of this show may be scary to very young children. For the safety of our underwater staff, mermaid performances can be delayed or canceled due to weather-related issues. This includes, but not limited to, lightning in the area and temperatures below 50 degrees at showtime. Well, there you go. I could tell you that the one that we saw at the rec bar in Fort Lauderdale was not child-friendly.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, that's all I'm saying about that.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah. Well, you went with us to the Silverton, where we saw the mermaids in Vegas, and that was the world's largest fish tank, and they had the mermaids were in there swimming with the sharks.
Oh,
Yeah. So they weren't big sharks.
What's
the
the
sharks
video,
knew they weren't going to bite off more than they could chew with the mermaid.
the video that was rotating around was it a nurse shark or a grouper bit the lady on the head?
There was like some kind of a sturgeon. It had a scary mouth full of teeth. Bit her on the head. Yeah. Just bit like her. And he's just like, I'm just swimming along. And she's like, I swim with this fish every day. And this fish was like, I wonder if that'll fit in my mouth. And put her whole head in its mouth, knocked the regulator out. Like, it freaked her right out. I mean, it would freak me right out too, because their mouths are normally full of sharp teeth, which wouldn't be great. So yeah, kind of a fun thing. And so I don't know if it tells us when the Weeki Wachees are, but that's a thing. But so the website's up, which is cool. And it is run by the state park, so that is nice too. Park hours are open daily from 9 to 5. Admission fee is $13.
That seems relatively fair.
Check show times. Mermaid show schedules can vary, so it's best to call in advance. Probably not going to be cool with us showing up with cocktails like we did at the Silverstone one in Vegas. Oh, man. Yeah, I felt a little creepy standing there with my fourth drink in hand, looking at all these mermaids, and all these kids are just running up like, Mommy, can we see the mermaid? Can we see the mermaid? I was like, oh, this is not good. This is not great. You don't have that problem at the rec bar in Fort Lauderdale because there is no children involved there. The overall environment is one that is not conducive to children.
So there's no nursing.
No.
Talking to Mike, Chris.
Hey, Sleepy, throw this picture up.
Yeah.
A variety of food options are available throughout the park to satisfy your cravings.
Can I have sushi?
Visit the Mermaid Gallery. I think the mermaid is eating blueberry pancakes with orange juice, which hurts my teeth. But yeah, their mermaids are dining on blueberry pancakes. I didn't know that was a thing mermaids ate.
Mermaids.
Yeah, go figure. Their chat with us thing is an otter, which means they win. So that's cool. Yay.
Peggy and I just went and watched the otters down at the Science Center in the Dome. Yes.
Oh, man. We got to look up that whole swimming with the otters business. Yeah, I'm all about swimming with the otters. I'm willing to have that experience.
We're sea lions.
No. Did you see the latest video?
Oh, there is one.
Apparently, sea lion. I have swum with sea lions against the rules. You know, you're not allowed to. Do not do it. You're not allowed to swim with the sea lions. Steve Bailey got me in a lot of trouble because he said it was okay to swim with the sea lions. I got yelled at by people and sea lions, and I blamed it all on Bailey because he fucking straight up. I said, are we cool with sea lions? And Bailey's like, yeah, of course we're cool with sea lions. And I'm out there playing with sea lions.
Where was
Apparently, La Jolla, California,
okay,
where the sea lions run free. And disadvantage to swimming around a whole shit bunch of sea lions is the water is full of sea lion feces.
Oh, I'm sure.
A lot.
Oh, yeah.
Like you can taste it.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. And so when you're underwater with your mask on and your snorkel and you're like, this is great. But I don't know if you've ever worn a snorkel, anything below like 6 feet, you're going to get some water in your mouth. There is no not getting water in your mouth. And when the water smells and tastes of nothing but sea lion piss and feces, because there's about 1,000 of them there, you are floating in sea lion soup.
Yeah.
And then I found out later that they're going to play with you until you die. And they determine when they're done playing with you, not you. You can't be like, okay, that was great, boys, I'm out.
Looks like you blew a seal.
Yeah, well, I got yelled at. But apparently there's been a couple of sea lion attacks of people on the beach where people who are just like in ankle deep water over in the Pacific, you know, hey, look at us, we're splashing around. And the sea lions are like, that's my territory. And chasing and biting people. Super not great.
In a tepid pool of their own
tepid
filth.
Pool of their own filth. Oh, man. Did anybody see that Triumph put about an extra 14 or 15 horsepower in their 660s?
Yeah, I'm kind of excited.
Holy shit. Was that just a switch? Like, is that just a firmware switch, or did they actually do something?
You know, let's play a game.
Yeah.
Name a bike, a middleweight bike, better than a Tiger Sport 660. You can't do it.
Yeah, we've been talking about this for a long time.
You could name one as good before, but now you can't.
Yeah, it's tough. It is really, really tough.
A lot of people like the Touareg.
The Touareg is a very, very popular bike. Yeah, right.
660 as well.
Yep.
But probably not as versatile as the Tiger.
Yeah. Yeah.
The Tiger is kind of more versatile.
The Tiger comes with everything except the luggage now.
Yeah.
Right. Right. And there's the whole thing about the Tiger being a triple, and the Touareg's not. And I love a triple. I just love a triple. I think that's the correct configuration.
So how does Dan get that extra 15 horsepower?
Right. What does Dan have to do to pick up 14 HP? Did you figure it out yet?
Yeah, you got to convert it from a single fuel injector to 3 injectors, one for each cylinder is what they did.
Okay. Oh, that won't be cheap. Okay.
Right. I don't think the price went up, though.
So that's what they're doing.
But if you were going to do that, wouldn't you do the 800 at that point?
Maybe. I don't know.
I mean, the Triumph Tiger Sport 660 is $96.95. So it's just shy of $10K.
And almost 95 horsepower.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's a lot. I mean, that is a hell of a lot of horsepower for
Dan's
660.
bike is fun, man. I can't imagine it with extra 15 clams. That'll be all right.
Well, and it would be... I've owned a lot of 600cc sport bikes that have over 100 horsepower. Every GSXR 600 in the past 10 years. Easy to hit those numbers. Not a big deal, right? Every Gixxer.
How about my 900 has 9 more horsepower?
But I'm saying 600.
No, I'm saying, but my 900 only has 6 more horsepower.
Yeah.
I have 105 with the 900.
Oh, yeah.
He has what, 90 what?
94.
Yeah.
So,
and even when you looked at Ninjas and you went like Gixxers, and you went 600 Gixxer, 750 Gixxer, 1000 Gixxer, there wasn't a shit ton of real estate difference in the horsepower rating.
Top end.
Because it's all top end. Exactly.
Yep.
So
comes with a quick shifter, extra riding modes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's funny because we have a young man storing his Triumph 660 that he bought last year in November. Yeah.
End of the season.
And I picked it up from his house. It had 3 miles on it, 3 entire miles on it. And 3 miles, picked it up, and it's in my shop for winter storage. And I'm like, how sad is he going to be to know that had he waited like 3 months, he would have been staring down the barrel of an extra. It's his first bike, so it's not going to matter for him. But yeah, wow, that's cool.
He couldn't wait.
I think he just found, I think he was there on the right day and the right salesman was like, and you need a brand new Triumph, right? Realistically, he needs a 4-year-old Royal Enfield, but they sold him a brand new Triumph. So that's fine.
He's one of those kids that.
I mean, you bought it in November. You didn't put any miles on it. You didn't even take it for a ride.
They delivered it to his house with 3 miles on it. He put it in the garage. He said, I had trouble getting my license. This isn't a bad person. This is not a very sweet, very nice person. But he said he didn't want to ride it until he had his license, and he didn't want to ride it until he had his insurance. And getting both of those things took longer than he thought it was going to take. And by the time he got his shit together, it was snowing.
Well, that's smart on his
he
part.
called me up and he's like, look, I'm in an apartment building here. I only have room for 1 vehicle. I don't want to get snow on this thing. I'm going to pay for the winter storage. So I went and picked it up. Nice kid, the whole deal. But it is absolutely true that he's very much going to be sad that there's been a sea change in the motorcycle he bought.
Well, maybe, I mean, if he's not super into motorcycles, he might not even know about it.
He might not.
He might just be happy and
he'll be thrilled.
Yeah,
I totally agree. Yeah, he'll be super happy.
And honestly, 15 horsepower, especially if you're not a skilled person, you're not going to notice that.
Yeah.
You're going to notice it on the track, like maybe at the very last,
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Yeah. I mean, and there's a lot of different ways to buy a Trident, So, and that's what he got. So he got a Trident. So they're cool. They're neat bikes. So yeah, he picked up a Trident 800. So, or no, he picked up the Trident 660. Sorry, $9,000. So there you go. But yeah, super cool that Triumph did that. So it's triple fuel injection.
Yeah. So here's something interesting to say about giving the kid credit for waiting.
Yeah.
There's a video I watched today of a guy who got a jet ski for Christmas.
Oh God.
And he couldn't wait. So he took it down to the dock and broke the ice by the dock.
What?
Because if you look, the water kind of cleared out after the dock, right?
Oh man.
So some dude sees him and he starts filming with the cell phone.
Yeah.
And this dude's hauling ass in the clear water.
Right.
What he didn't notice was that because of the way the sun was, the other half of the pond was ice.
Yeah.
So homeboy hits the ice at like 30 miles an hour and just slides across it further out into the lake where all the other ice is.
Oh shit.
But it's not strong enough to stand on. So now he's got a jet ski stuck like a quarter mile out on the ice.
There's nothing he can do.
Yeah, because he doesn't have
Because he can't break the ice.
No, and he can't. It's not thick enough to walk on, but it's annoying enough that you can't ride through.
Yeah,
it.
well, clearly you can't ride through.
And so then the guy he comes back in the video, and he's like, 3 hours later, now there's 2 police boats and all this shit going out to get the guy with his fucking jet ski.
Yeah, they charge you for that.
Oh yeah,
yeah. If
that's a dumb tax.
If it's a
there.
stupidity thing, you don't get that one for free.
No,
that is never for free. Damn. Oh man, shame on him. But again, that's one of those things. You're like, you just couldn't wait. You just couldn't wait.
That he let the invasive thoughts take over, and it just cost him a whole lot of money.
And the frustration is like the boat is sitting on the ice because the boat has tons of surface area.
And you would not believe it sped up when it hit the ice. Like he was like, whoa, and it hit the ice and it was like,
it was probably a lot less resistance, all things told. I mean, a bunch of water versus ice.
Yeah. And it stayed on the keel too for a long time. It was just sailing along.
It's just trying to turn it, and it's not turning.
And then it just kind of rolled to the side. It was like,
honk. Yeah, he just needs a long rope.
Yeah.
A really, really long rope.
He's got a great story to tell.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man,
I
that's
wonder
tough.
if he broke the hull or anything. Hitting that ice at that speed. I'm sure.
That's where I thought you were going with it.
I thought he was going to hit the edge of the ice and stop solid.
Yeah, no, he slid right over that fucker.
Yeah, that is not an icebreaker. Honda did it. Something Meckelfresh talked about forever, and they finally listened to Johnny Mac. They might have been in the booth at the AIM Expo when he said, put that E-clutch technology on your entry-level bike. Get it off your 650. Put it on your 300. They did. So
I've been talking about that for 20 years.
Well, here it is. So the Rebel 300, you can't buy it without it. That's how it comes. So it comes with the E-clutch. You can either clutch or no clutch. That's the magic of the E-clutch. So, yeah, super cool.
Well, and Honda was busy because they just dropped videos of that electric turbocharged bike running, riding,
the whole
doing
deal.
all the things.
Yep. Yeah, so that's a real thing that has slipped from the ether into the real world.
It's not a bad looking naked bike.
It's a good looking naked bike.
Yeah.
It is a good looking naked bike, and it's just the whole thing is how are they going to price it?
Right. But also I want to know the design. Like the guy was like, I want to put bug face on it. The guy was like, no bug face.
Look, we'll pull it up.
All
The Honda E supercharged motorcycle looks like a bug. Yeah.
But kind of a cool one compared to like the Jix, the whatever that thing is you got, the Jix or Jixer.
Well, the funny part is
yeah.
The funny part is the Morini, when Phil turned it on earlier when he first put the battery in.
Yeah.
It has eyebrows.
It does have eyebrows.
It has angry
they
eyebrows.
Wink at you.
What part? Like over the headlights?
Yeah, over the headlight, there's sequential, like a Mustang sequential taillights.
Oh.
Well, it has sequential eyebrows.
Yeah.
So when you turn it on, they go
Are they your turn signals or something?
No.
completely superfluous.
Huh.
It's as functional as the kit light on Knight Rider. Yeah.
I
does
kind of
nothing
I kind of want
functional.
them to be programmable, and I kind of want them to be changeable, so you can have different expressions.
Oh hell yes!
Like of all of the countries that are going to, I mean, we're getting everything out of China,
right?
Like there should just be a giant LED screen on the front of that bike.
Oh, absolutely.
That has constantly changing expressions.
Yes, well, you're right. That will be the move. That'll be the thing. So the V3R. Have you seen it yet in any paint scheme that isn't the camouflage?
Yeah.
You have?
Honda
the
released.
Yellow one?
No, I think it was red and black.
Okay, red and black. Right.
Honda released the little video all over the place.
I like the yellow one. I thought the yellow one looked cool.
You could probably play the video because we're not going to have the audio. So you could probably, or if you have you can find the video.
I'm just going to throw it up here.
All right.
There you go. So, but yeah, they nailed the nose of it is, or the headlights of it is very, yeah.
Is that the new CB300F?
Right. Yeah. A 900cc with a electronic supercharger.
Did you say headlights?
Headlights.
Exactly.
And it's a V-twin. It sounds cool, but it revs high, though.
It's a real V-twin.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, it's a V3.
A V3.
Is it a 3?
Yeah, because there's two in the front and one in the back.
Oh.
The shocker.
The shocker.
It's the Honda Shocker.
It's why they didn't call. And since it has an electronic supercharger, you could have called it the shocker.
Yeah.
The super
Oh,
shocker.
my God. They missed
You could have called it the Honda SHKR. Slipped past everybody. Nobody would have said boo. And at the AIM Expo, that would have slid right in with all the other stuff.
And then you could have had the front wheel pink and the back one brown.
This
would have been fun.
Front rim pink, back rim brown.
This proves nobody at Honda is cool.
Right. Yeah, you could have made it into a three-wheeler like the Yamaha. You could have put two in the front and one in the back.
Oh.
Right?
Should have asked us.
Or the minivan.
Right. Well, that's a whole different thing.
Yeah.
The
Then it would have to be a
different game.
4-cylinder.
Yep. Oh, man. But that is, again, good-looking bike. I think it's really cool. Again.
Wait, it looks like a blown-up CB300F.
Yeah.
It does. It looks good.
It sounds good, though, on that video that they play. It's got a good sound to it.
Yeah, I don't want us to get in any trouble because, then this one becomes demonetized and they threaten to take it off the air and all that crap, which is what.
Oh, that's fine.
About every 2 weeks, I get a notice for some video we posted 10 years ago. Says they're pulling it off the internet.
I'm going to have to look at it because a V3 is just got to sound weird.
Yeah, it's cool.
Do we still get demonetized over singing and playing live?
If you play a David Bowie song.
If you sing enough of a David Bowie song that they know what song it is, turns out they don't like it and they'll demonetize us.
Well, it's not like...
I know.
I mean, you're not allowed to post your
Apparently,
own
us
rendition.
singing the song we were singing was enough to straight up demonetize
Well, no,
that
you can
podcast.
post it
Right.
and not monetize it.
Right.
And that way it can be there. But if you monetize it, then you can't do it because then you have to get.
But I'm doing
license.
it. You know, I have to get a license to do a cover of a David Bowie song.
Yes.
Nailed it.
Yeah, like you could play at a bar and
there's a reason. There's a
but
reason.
if you wanted to record that, then sell the recording to get then you'd have to get a license.
There's a reason BMI and ASCAP exist.
Yeah.
This is true. This is all true.
I didn't know that.
And again, if you don't care about getting your 75 cents on your video, then just run the fucker and let it run, right?
That's boasting.
Well, I was joking. It was like, these days.
God, look at this Mr. High Roller over here.
I have a bunch of friends that do get paid by YouTube, and the general consensus in the past 6 months is they've gone from 1,000 airs to 100 airs.
Oh,
And
it's insane.
They have every single one of them has lost 99% of the income that they were relying on through YouTube. And I can get into a deep, dark rabbit hole of why that is and why YouTube is evil. And, if you thought 3 years ago, you're like, I'm going to make this my living. You have had 3 points in your past 3 years where your income has dropped 30 to 60%.
Even more than that, it's just the effort and the stuff you're putting into it.
Yep.
I can show you analytics where shitty videos, like stuff that I was like, this would be cool for my friends. It would be here. And then videos that like I put time into would get 20, 30,000 views, whatever. It went October 31st to November 5th. It went whoosh, like it fell off to the point that it was like, did something break? And then I thought it was just me, but then all the guys that I follow and do stuff are like, what the fuck
Everybody's
happened to
experiencing the exact same thing. Right
Yeah.
now.
This is why we don't do it for the money.
Right.
We do it for the glory.
That's exactly right. This is a situation where you could be like, look, yesterday I knew how to swim. I was a pretty good swimmer. I knew how to swim. Today I jumped in the water and the science doesn't work anymore. I don't know how to swim.
I want my money.
That's what happened.
No, I mean, sea
Where
lion shit.
Donk wants us to sing Happy Birthday because everybody knows that's one of the most copyrighted songs ever.
Exactly. Right.
And I would break into the Olive Garden song because goddamn, that still gets stuck in my head.
I'm glad I don't know what that is.
I'm glad Chi-Chi's is coming back so we can sing the Chi-Chi's birthday song. Very much happy with that. Yamaha.
Wait a minute.
Yamaha's going Chi-Chi's coming back.
Yeah.
No shit.
You heard it here
Hey,
first.
you can buy in.
They're looking for
They
investors.
have been hitting my Facebook feed hard trying to get me to put up
I think
$100,000.
It's been
You
long
gotta
enough
be-
that people forgot about the cholera, so they're okay now.
I never cared for Chi-Chi's.
Little
Chi-Chi's
dysentery
served a
never hurt
purpose.
it. That is really something.
Its first location
where
is
else is kids going to take their freaking prom dates?
its first location is opening in St. Louis Park, Minnesota.
No kidding.
You got it. Chimichangas
Wow.
and fried ice cream, baby.
No thank.
Yep.
They're bringing it back.
Partnered with Hormel Foods.
Oh, great.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's high quality
Yeah,
food.
they,
right
still
there.
haven't been-
they haven't had issues recently.
I haven't been back to freaking Casa Bonita yet.
And Purina.
Right. Yeah. Dog chow. That's it. The
I was going to make a horse meat joke, but that stuff's expensive.
we had I used to work at a Mexican restaurant, and Chi-Chi's was a competitor of ours, and it was a very funny
How bad
thing.
a Mexican restaurant was that?
Well, Mexican restaurants exist on this planet on two levels: good Mexican restaurants and Chi-Chi's. So if you're a bad Mexican restaurant, you can just be Chi-Chi's, right? And that's what they are.
I'd say 3.
Casa Bonita was a bad Mexican restaurant.
I'd say 3 because technically Taco Bell qualifies as a Mexican.
Taco Bell does not qualify.
Okay.
No, not on this planet.
But I'd rather go to Taco Bell than Chi-Chi's.
Oh, you would? Yeah.
I don't know, but it's been a long time.
Yeah, I'd probably give Chi-Chi's a go. It's also the place where you can just go full chaos factor. It's like getting shit-faced drunk at Red Lobster. I have done that.
Are they going to bring back the 4-foot sombrero on your birthday?
Oh yeah. Why would it ever go away?
That's true.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. In fact, I judge a Mexican restaurant. If I go in there and I don't see the 4-foot birthday sombrero, probably going to leave.
Right.
Yeah. Somebody's going to wear that thing by the time we're out of there.
Yeah.
Well, at least twice this past week at Cozumel 150, they did the birthday thing because there were 2 different birthdays. And like I said, your bartender from the one that used to be Si Senor is like night hawking over here.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely.
So he's jumping back and forth. Mm-hmm. And he's like, oh, yeah, no, I'm at it. Because I asked him, I said, was that the one that was Si Senor? And he said, yes, it's still got the name on the back of all the booths.
Every booth still says Si Senor on the back of it, which I think is awesome. That they're not even changing their fucking look. Their furniture all still says Si Senor on the back of it.
Wait, what happened to Si Senor?
It got bought out by one of the Cozumels. One of the Si Senors got bought out by Cozumel.
The one up here? Or all of them?
The one out of Westlake?
Yep.
Is that where it's at?
The one that's on
Sperry?
It's like right off Cooper,
Yeah.
whatever it is.
Columbia?
It's in Columbia, thank
Columbia
you.
and
Yep.
Sperry?
Yeah,
Yep,
something
Columbia
out
Sperry.
that way, because it's the midpoint between where Phil lives and where I live and where Renee lives. So
We go to it quite a bit, but it's just
like a
hilarious
Guru's
that the
point.
back of the chairs all still say Caesar Senior on the back of them.
Because
But
you
it's
even the first time we went there, you even said C Senior, and I showed up and I was like, no, this is a Cozumel.
Well, it was
I know
funny
'cause
because when the one on West 117th went from being the German restaurant to being Loco Jalapenos, it still had the name of the German restaurant on the back of all the chairs for years.
Clucks.
Exactly. I was like, oh, this is hilarious. You know, it's a Mexican restaurant with German decor.
Well, because now it has Senior Crab out front, and they think it's funny when I go there. They're like, yeah, it's Senior Crab. And they're like, we have never even remotely thought of calling him Mr. Senior Crab.
The so you did see, I don't know if anybody watches MotoGP at all. Yamaha's straight up going V4.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's so dope.
Yamaha's just like fuck it, and we have careful about that.
Okay.
We have some Patreon
Issues.
hate mail to deal with. We'll get to that. But Yamaha straight up launched V4 powered M1. Right now, of course, it's 1,000 cc's, but they're going to have to shrinkulate it.
Yep.
So they're going to have to shrinkulate it down to 850 cc's. But well done, Yamaha. That's cool.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm super excited about
pulled
that.
the motor out of the V-Star and put it in a race bike?
Again, definitely not, but 100% very cool to run
a
with.
V4 makes a lot more sense when you take carburetors out of the question.
I mean, Ducati
Yeah.
went V4. Ducati was V-twin forever. And when Ducati went V4, people were like, oh, that's never going to happen. Aprilia went V4. Oh, that's never going to happen.
Still best sounding bike I've ever owned in my life.
Amazing. Absolutely
First
amazing.
big Ducati
And KTM.
the first big Ducati was a V4. It was that big cruiser thing that like failed miserably. But,
Yeah. I mean, it
and
never
everybody's like,
made-
no, they can't do that. I'm like,
They
yeah,
can't
no,
do
they already
V4.
did it.
There's something about how the power
Yamaha
hits.
did the VMAX. They're sort of like one of the grand. I mean, between them and Honda, they're V4 City.
Oh, yeah. I mean, back in the, that's the tough thing about production. When you're trying to build a V4 for production, you have to have duplication of so many parts. You need something to run the front bank of cams, and you need something to run the back bank of cams. Whereas if you do a straight 3-cylinder, you just need one thing to run 3 cylinders. Right. If you do a straight 4-cylinder, you need one thing to run 4 cylinders. Your manufacturing doubles when you go to a V configuration in most motor applications.
Oh, it's a racing Virago.
And from my experience so far, they tend to be disposable because at the 12,000 mile mark or 15,000 mile mark, the valve jobs are not fun or
that's
easy.
The problem.
Man.
Like that's the tough thing. People are like, I want that V4 because that's what they're racing on the track.
Yep.
Cool. It's maintenance time.
Yep.
Fuck. Oh, you're kidding me. But I was able to afford this V4.
It's just a valve job. I don't care how long it takes.
I was able to afford this Ducati V4.
Yeah.
You were.
Yeah.
But you didn't factor in what the maintenance costs are.
Like $2,500 for gaskets.
Oh, God.
The AF1 racing kit for my Tuono was $1,395 for the gaskets, $210 for the shim kit, and then if you fucked anything up,
you're $1,600 and you haven't touched the bike yet.
Right. That's not the 20 plus hours.
Was that a 10K or 15K service?
12.
12K.
12K.
So for 12K service, you're $1,600 and you haven't touched it yet.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
If you can get the stuff.
Good luck.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. Wow, that is crazy. Yeah, that is that's a tough one. That is a real tough one to swallow as it is. Regarding some hate mail. Yeah, we get some hate mail every once in a while.
I mean, probably pretty deserved.
I mean, I'm not really sure where sir, we're not going to stick it there, and we're certainly not going to do it on camera.
Okay.
I mean, for the right Patreon.
So Paul Kelly has been a Patreon for a while.
Hi, Paul.
Hi, Paul.
Paul.
Tell us how you really feel.
Paul.
Yeah.
I don't know what you have to do, but please get Sleepy to stop making that damn sound.
Let's just call it for what it is, the jack-off sound.
What are you going to do when you see a good bike?
He is Pavlovian.
No.
He is Pavlovian.
Just moan and breathe hard.
Wait. Hang on.
You guys can do the podcast. I'll go home.
I didn't say anything.
I liked where he was going.
Y'all ready?
Yeah.
I'll read the rest of this email.
Yeah.
I promise. He is Pavlovian, clockwork oranging me out of liking decent bikes. At this point, I'm looking for a Harley fucking 500 for my next bike because everything else makes me think of him jerking off.
Oh, no, don't do that.
Seriously, some of us have to listen to your podcast on fucking headphones, and it's beyond the pale. Paul Kelly.
Wait till I get my sound into my... I'm going to get a Peter North real one.
You're going to get a sound of a very heavy gorilla stroking it.
Just smacking
in a shallow puddle. A very large gorilla stroking it whilst sitting in a shallow puddle.
A gorilla that's on the backside of a 3-day coke bender, so it ain't going to happen. It's just a big mushy pile of fucking nastiness.
This is all on the Pornhub channel, by the way.
Paul, I sympathize. I'm sitting fucking 2 feet away from him. And honestly, it doesn't matter, Harley 500. If you pull the bike up and it's like a cafe build of a Harley 500 or a scrambler build of a Harley 500 and it's got big knobbies on it, he'll probably still make the fucking sound. Yeah, it doesn't take much.
Yeah, no, it's going to look like that weird Miami Vice in late 80s, early 90s cocaine-fueled Honda Hurricane thing.
Yeah.
What was his name, Tom?
Paul.
All right, Paul, here's your new noise.
I'm going to say, Paul, that didn't really sound like hate mail. That sounded like a thinly veiled love letter.
Yeah. Hey, man.
How can I tell him that I constantly imagine him stroking it?
For one call,
I got an idea.
For one call to Phil and just a transfer of a title of a Vettore, I could send some videos, man.
Oh, poor Paul. Man, I'm sorry for you, buddy.
Oh, no, it gets worse.
You're going to have to up your game, Paul.
So in the chat, since we're talking about this, in the chat, sleeping and you pull the last one up, it's funny as hell.
Great. Now I'm picturing an ape on a Harley pushing rope.
Thank you. Now we ruined the Harley.
Yeah. Here we go. Woohoo.
No.
It's bad.
Oh, no.
It's real fucking bad.
No.
Yeah, there's nothing good about that. There's nothing good about that at all. Yeah, that audio prompt is our friend Ian from Canada was very much like, oh yeah, that's great. I'm gonna have to come to Cleveland, Ohio to sit in on your podcast just so I can.
Well, Ian's just gonna have to come in early for band camp.
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean, he can sleep on the floor now. We'll put the air mattress down here.
No excuse, absolutely. And also Patreons. We all know Patrick McNamara.
Yeah,
we all love Patty McNamara.
Yes, sir.
He's nailed down an Isle of Man trip, and he's going to be meeting Liza and company at Isle of Man, and he's going to be there May 30th through June the 4th
of this year.
This very year.
Well, the good thing is he's not going to have to work out a schedule because it's going to be given to him as soon as he meets Liza.
Well, but here's the thing. I hope Liza didn't make the reservations for the following week.
Mm-hmm. So. Yeah, that sucks. Careful when you invite Liza's group to go to a tiki bar. The reservations could be a little sketchy.
Yep.
Just, check twice. That's what I recommend. It didn't affect us, affected them. So anyway, he says, what should we be looking for? What can't we miss? Oh, yeah, you absolutely. Where do I get the museum pin? Yeah, we got the museum. Oscar and I got the cool museum pin. I'm not sure if I have it. I'm not wearing the right hat. We got the cool museum pin, and it's like, to go into one museum is like $12. To get the museum pin to go into all of the museums for an entire year was like $18.
You do have the hat that sort of looks like you're serving lunch in prison.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
Yeah, it's got all the flair. Yeah, that's it. But
look at Phil. He's got all the flair.
We got all the flair, right? So. But that museum pin, I believe you can buy that at almost any museum. So when you go in and you're like, oh, I got to pay $8, £8 to get into this museum, they'll offer you like, oh, or you could buy the Isle of Man touring pin, which that pin becomes your official handshake to get in to every museum on the island mostly. So yeah.
The Isle of Man handshake.
The Isle of Man shake.
The Chicago handshake.
Right. Exactly. Totally different. It's a cat with no tail. So that's a real thing. He said he'll be there during practice and race days, and they'll have some time to cover some ground. Absolutely, especially if it's raining.
That's awesome.
So, yep. Is getting around the island a bitch? No, if you're good with buses. Buses are great. We found the buses to be a really cool thing because the buses all have Wi-Fi. And so there's usually double-decker buses. They're very fucking prompt. They're on time. but they will have a different schedule during race week and practice. So do not use your online thing to tell you when the bus schedule is. Literally look in the bus stop with the times, because they will adjust the times based on tomorrow's racing. And that's a big deal, because if it's rained a little bit, then tomorrow they might be cramming in 2 different practices in a race. And so instead of the bus running up until 10 a.m., the bus might only run until 7 a.m. So they might be trying to cram more racing in. So the entire island operates up, because that 37.7 miles is the perimeter road around the entire goddamn island. So what they do is they will first run that, they will turn the road off, and they will allow the road to empty out. And what that will be is, you'll be like, oh, I'm here to get on the bus. And they're like, this is the last bus, meaning that we might not even make it to our last stop. We might make it halfway, and then we're stopping. We're pulling off the road, and then they're going to drain the road, and we come back, and that's it.
Is there a time, like, how do you find out? Like, so if it's like 9 o'clock at night on a Tuesday, and you're going to find, when did they post it or something, so you know?
They'll usually have it, they'll say, okay, guys, we got rained out of 2 sessions today. We're going to try to squeeze those in tomorrow. So tomorrow's 9 a.m. practice session will be running at 7 a.m.
Oh, and so at that point, buses stop at 7
But what's fucking cool about Isle of Man is they have one radio station. They have one radio channel. And so you get a little FM radio, which they sell there, that literally clips over your ear. You get this adorable little FM radio, and it is tuned to just their station. Yeah, and you can recharge it and have at it, right? But then all the news updates, everything that happens, and it's like, no matter where you're at in the race, there's 37 miles goes on a long way. And so you can spectate anywhere along the 37 miles, and with that little headphone on, it'll tell you about everything you need to know about, okay, next up is going to be the 250 GP class, and we're really looking for so-and-so on this class, and they're getting ready for the hot grid, and they're off. Well, if you're 18 miles away at the Raven, you have no idea that the race started unless you heard it on the radio.
Oh, right.
Right?
So bear with me here for a minute. Mm-hmm. I'm having a brainwave.
Yeah.
Motorcycle Uber. We run motorcycle Uber on Isle of Man.
The road's closed for motorcycles too, Tom. Yeah.
Unless you're racing.
Yeah, I mean...
See? There's your point right there.
My Uber's here.
Get on. We're doing 120. Let's go.
Coming up in last place is Tom on the Uber bike.
Riders that need sponsorship. Hey,
I'm
man, you
telling
can pick up a few riders.
But I have often wondered why there wasn't like sort of a motorcycle Uber like in Cleveland. Like
there is in Vietnam.
Like
I was gonna say
there is in China. There is Philippines. Yeah,
and it's leaning really heavy into like, well, I don't ride a motorcycle, but I'd like to take a ride on the back of one, and or it would be super cheap, or I could get through traffic, or I don't know, man.
Oh, there's motorcycle taxis
could you do
all
it?
over the world. They have been doing it. I mean, it's a thing that existed outside of our country,
but like
for a very long
I feel
time.
like
There's
if you were
one thing
in between heats, you could do this really fast.
There's one thing that would prohibit it in the United States: liability.
Yeah,
of course, absolutely.
Never
liability.
fly.
Instantly.
No one would touch it.
Complete deal killer. And that's that thing too. Is like, I've been in countries where you jump on the chicken truck, right? The chicken truck comes by. It's a F-350, and where there used to be a bed on the back, there's now stadium seating. And
I thought you meant an actual chicken truck, like in Mississippi.
It's called a chicken truck. Yeah, it's called a chicken truck. And when you see the chicken truck, you give the guy $1. You literally hand the driver $1, and you jump on the chicken truck, and then you can just stay on the chicken truck as long as you want. And then when you want to get off, so it's like, no joke, different chicken trucks run different routes, but it's not exactly like there's not signs, right? So you just, you're going that way. So you get on the chicken truck that's going that way. And when he veers, you're like, fuck. Then you get off the chicken truck, right? You get off of that chicken truck at the next possible time he stops, and then you walk over to the road you want to be on, and then you wait for the next chicken truck to come, and you get on that chicken truck.
Well, see, now I can take my wife, because I can just put her on the chicken truck, and she'll stay there the whole time.
There are no chickens on the chicken truck.
Oh, well, then that's
unless you bring them in yourself.
Put her on the chicken truck and walk away.
That's what I'm talking about.
Hattiesburg, Mississippi is the only place I know where there's a chicken truck, but they're all chickens.
This is not. This is humans
you're not gonna like,
riding the chicken
You're not going to
truck.
like where they end up, though.
Right.
It's a euphemism.
Well, if my wife was there, they wouldn't. She'd have them all in her arms.
That's a really big truck.
Yeah, the first literally the first time that the first time I saw a chicken truck, and I was just like, so you really expect me to go over and get on the back of this fucking thing, you know? And they're like, yeah, just get on. It's fine. And I got on and I was like, so when does it leave? Well, when the driver gets back. Well, when's that going to be?
Oh, it's
like an idea.
It's like a New Orleans City bus.
Right. I mean, so I went over to this thing and there's just a bunch of people sitting on the chicken truck, and eventually enough people got loaded up on the thing and off he fucked.
He quit drinking.
The guy finished his drink and he went out.
Exactly. Right. I thought it was funny because the one time we got on it and we're sitting there and this guy's sitting there smoking a cigarette, and we're like, when's the driver going to come back? He goes, I'm the driver. And he goes, when we have more than just you two people sitting on this truck, we'll go, but I'm not going to drive anywhere for just the two of you guys.
Well, that's the funny part. He's waiting for $20. And the reality is, if he'd have said, I'm waiting for $20, you'd have been like, here's $20, just drive me.
Right. Yeah, that's just the way it worked. And it's just a style. It's just a way that they
I'm not leaving this bar for at least $15.
Yeah, it's fun. We liked it. We thought it was fun because you just basically walk out to the street and soon, you see the headlights coming down the road and you're like, okay, this is my guy. And nobody calls him. It's not part of the operation. They're just making circles. Yeah. So getting around the island, as long as here's the thing though, is when there's practice or when there's racing, nobody can get around the island. The island just accepts the fact that nobody's getting around the island. Side roads will be open in Douglas and in Ramsey so that you can move around those villages, those towns, side roads, but the main roads won't. And they will send the safety cars through and the medical cars through. They'll send them through at about 200 miles an hour. Well, because that's to make sure
I saw the video.
Nobody dumped a gallon of milk crossing the street or whatever.
Well, Sleepy, didn't you post the video of the EMTs who were riding the bikes behind them?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's how they do.
Yeah.
They were on BMW S1000 RRs.
Yeah, depends on who donated the bikes that year. Sometimes it's Honda, sometimes Ducati, sometimes BMW. They do that because that is not only them getting to their post, where they're stationed, but that is also them clearing the track. Mm-hmm. So they're making sure that everybody did their job. And then once that last guy gets to that last marker, then they know that track surface is clear. And then they can launch the bikes. Because keep in mind, it's 37.7 miles long. That's a lot of time, even when you're going an average of like 125 miles an hour. It's still 15 minutes to make a lap. So yeah, a lot of shit can happen. Drunks walk across the street like they happened last year. People do dumb shit.
I was watching, YouTube or whatever, and they had a replay of the fastest lap ever. Like that dude, Rick, whatever his name is. And he's on a BMW 1000, and it looks fucking sped up. It is fucking insane. He has the lap record. You could find it. So just put lap record video. Right. It is so violent and so insane. And at one point, when he's going down the straightaway to
Peter Hickman.
Yeah, Hickman. 180 fucking 2 miles an hour. It looks like a video game on crack.
16 minutes, 36 seconds.
Yeah, it's insane.
Averaging 136 miles an hour. M1000 RR.
And he's hitting. I mean, that's the average is 136.
That's the point.
Yeah, I mean, but like on the places that he is going over 150 miles an hour, you shouldn't be going that fast. It's insane, man.
It is just one of those things that you do not understand until you go there, and then when you go there and you understand, it is terrifying.
But I think
absolutely terrifying.
He had zero margin of error on that lap.
Nobody has any margin of error. Because that's why 3 people die every year.
Yeah, but I mean, like Guy Martin, he had a terrible accident, right? This lap, there wouldn't have been.
By definition, margin of error.
Yeah.
There's two sides to that statement.
Yeah.
Right.
There's error, and there's not error. Right.
Right.
And in the middle is
the margin of error, right? And in this particular place, that margin of error is the 1/8 of an inch between your skull and a concrete wall.
It is so insane, man.
Right. It's bonkers. And it just kills me, or every time I see that, or every time I get close to it or whatever. And that's why I do say everybody should go, because it is absolutely, up on the mountain, up in the mountains, they're over 200 miles an hour. Read the whole thing. And that's awesome. And that's great. But what kills me is when they have to bleed off 170 miles an hour to make it through a turn
with no runoff.
How do you decide when to start bleeding off 170 miles?
Oh, that's why they paint the poles. They all have their markers.
Everybody has their baby marker.
Yeah.
There's their marker that they have that they're like, okay, if I make my marker 10 feet deeper than my buddy's marker, but I can still make the turn, then I win.
But here's a serious question. Yeah. So you're one of these guys. You're Peter Hickman. You do this. Yeah. You survive it. You do it for years and you survive. Mm-hmm. You retire. What excites you?
Nothing.
Like, what do you do for the rest of your, like...
Choking
It's like the guys who came home from World War II. They were like adrenaline junkies, and then they came home and they're like, what are we going to do? So they went on motorcycles. They were looking for excitement.
Well, that's why we got barnstormers, too.
Well, yeah, right. But, I mean, riding at that level, having a skill that you have, like, basically mastered, and then your body won't let you do it anymore. That, oh, fuck, man. Age sucks.
Connor Cummins has it so deep in his blood, he owns a coffee shop on the Isle of Man, just there all the time.
Sleeping.
People race there one time and move there, so every day they can be on that road.
That's insane.
Even when the road is not racing, it's still a road, and it's called an unrestricted island, which means that there's a lot of it that has no speed limits.
Right.
So when they're running the island unrestricted, that means that the guy who raced on there 11 months ago, he's still training, even though he's going to his job spreading manure at the grape farm, because he had to get a job because that's the race has infected his brain.
Well, let me ask you that. So do they have any rules? Like if you're Team Honda or team, some big whatever Ducati team or something like that, do they send people there like a few months early to ride the road? Sure. And there's no rule okay.
Well, the bigger question is why don't they have people that work at the coffee shop that are also going to race down the line? Because that's kind of what you're saying. Mm-hmm. Like if you're a rookie racer that's going to ride it next year, send him in to work at the coffee shop. Own the coffee shop.
Conrad Coffee. Conrad Coffee is the one that we went to, and we visited him. And because it was, 10 days before the race or, 7 days before the race, and it was shit downpour raining, he wasn't practicing. He's not out there running laps. He's literally making coffee for people because he still has to pay the bills because racing's not cheap.
Yeah.
So he figured out a way that he could actually earn an income that would earn him enough money because he doesn't go race 15, 20 other races per year. He races that. He races 3 or 4 of these, the Irish TT circuit. It's amazing when you see people that change their entire life because that road is addictive, because they need that adrenaline rush. And like you said, you can't get it anywhere else.
I wonder like how long after that race, like you need to recover before, like, these racers, when they're that far out on the line, like that Peter Hickman guy, it's like the next day, you're not the same person right away. Like I'm sure it takes a few weeks or something for you to just get your body back to being normal after that kind of like that stress of like, okay, 16 minutes and whatever seconds.
Right.
That dude was probably at 180 beats per minute heart rate with his adrenaline at like peak adrenaline, brain firing at every fucking cylinder. Like that has to like be insane. Like,
I walked past Michael Dunlop. Everybody's like, sign my thing, sign my thing, sign my thing. He's got a 1,000-meter stare.
Yeah.
Right? Because in about 45 minutes, he's going to go jump on the motorcycle and do the thing that killed half his family.
Right.
Right? Not somebody else's family, not the family that lived down the street. People in his family have died doing this exact thing. They've got a museum and a church because his family's experienced more death related close to home than anybody else has on this road, but he's also won it. His family has legacy on the island. But the point is, when I walk past him, the last thing I'm going to do is run up with a piece of paper. Michael Dunlop, will you sign my tits? No fucking way, man. I just look at that guy with his 1,000-meter stare and go, all right, this guy's in church right now. This guy's doing the most important spiritual thing of his fucking life. And God, man, I do not want to be the one thing, Oh, well, I was reaching into Michael Dunlop, having him sign my autograph book, and I got bumped into by this guy drinking a big beer, and I fell into him, and I accidentally stabbed him in the eye with my ballpoint pen. Weirder shit has happened.
In the chat,
yeah,
they're mentioning skydiving, and model trains.
Skydiving, model trains.
So
I've jumped out of airplanes.
Are you, because that kind of rush, because I've always wondered about literally wondered about skydiving.
Yeah.
I can't do it. I get the whole height thing and.
Everyone can do it.
You just take a step. Gravity,
At least once.
Gravity takes over.
The good news is
Do it once.
everyone can do it.
But that whole, like, I watch skydiving and I'm like, man, I wish I could do that, but the height thing just fucking kills me. But skydiving would give you the same kind of a rush.
I don't want to pull my own ripcord. I want like the
They don't let you.
like the military where you hook up.
Static
and, like,
lines are amazing.
That's what I might be able to do that.
Do you think anywhere in the military they're going to let you pull your own ripcord? Not for a long time, sir.
Okay.
Shower.
Here's how you take it up a notch. Does anyone remember Travis Pastrana?
Absolutely.
Jumping out of a plane with no parachute.
Yeah.
And then he hooked up with his buddies mid-flight.
Yep.
They gave him a parachute.
They got a parachute.
He put it on. And then that's balls.
But that's the kind of shit you got to resort to when one time a year you get through 168 miles an hour with your head right next to a fucking hedgerow.
No, he's a different human being, though. I mean, he's that dude.
But when you said how do you like top it after you've done,
You've won the Isle of Man 33 times.
Travis Pastrana's done backflips on dirt bikes, and he's raced pro motocross and freestyle, all that kind of shit.
building to building at 100 floors high.
That's next level bullshit though when you're jumping out of a plane with no parachute.
Like I watched a couple of guys do like power wheels doing backflips at the what you call it circus, the Nitro Circus thing.
Yeah.
And I look at that and go, okay, that I would want to try to do. Because it looks amazing.
Tom, we all want you to try to do
Yes.
that.
Yes.
I've done some crazy shit. Let's go.
No,
Actually, no.
don't.
Phil
Yes.
and Becky both have banned me from
Not
doing
allowed to
things.
do
Yes.
that kind of stupid shit. Yeah, that's it.
I'm not allowed to do things because Phil and Becky both are like, no, you're not allowed.
We're not letting you do that shit.
Me,
No
I'd
way.
be like, fuck it, let's go.
And I'll be there to always support you.
Go to the fucking ball pit. Go to the fucking ball pit. Some of these ball pits have gotten pretty big.
He did break
his own back in a bounce house.
I was going to say, he did break his leg at band camp or whatever a couple of years. We thought he was
No,
dead.
arm, left
okay.
arm.
Right.
Phil needs your hands. Becky needs your.
Right.
Yeah,
That's
well,
it. There you go.
I was headed for the corner to do burnouts, and they were like, no.
No, why?
You're not allowed.
What the fuck? There's very,
If
very,
you break
very,
it, you gotta
very-
fix it.
There's very little payoff, right? Right. If you win, have you really won?
No.
Right?
No.
Like, I did the greatest burnout ever. Yeah. Your bike thanks you.
Yeah. Now
Right.
you don't have a tire for tomorrow.
Right. Congratulations. Oh, they're going to give you a free tire. That's nice. Are they going to mount it for you too? They're going to unstretch your chain?
They might, either way, yeah.
Right, yeah.
But not saying that there's not time and place and bikes to do burnouts on, because I've definitely
not.
done my share.
But when you
I've
go
actually
down
retired,
there,
I've retired that one. It's in the garage.
when people walk past me and go, I'm going down to win the burnout contest, my statement is, you're not going to. I know you. You're not going to win. It's not just burning out a tire. Anyone can burn down the tire. They're holding your front wheel in a fucking piece of chalk wood, for fuck's sake. You have to control the crowd.
Yeah.
And if you do win, because we know somebody who won, if you do win, unless you're the 16, 15-year-old kid that goes up there having achieved greatness, it's a hollow victory.
Yeah.
Right.
You haven't won much.
You haven't won much. Right.
If you're not wearing a banana costume,
It was the guy who I think, 4 years in a row?
Well, a banana costume's not going to get it. A banana costume's not going to get it anymore. The bar's been leveled.
Yeah.
The bar's been raised so high.
Well, I
right
think
now.
you have to have less costume.
Well,
Squeaky Pete or whatever the fuck is one.
Again, don't know who won it.
Right.
Right.
I say, unless you can get your tits out at this point.
It was spectacular.
You know what, Johnny? I believe both of us could get our tits out of this.
You could put on the best show ever. I don't care what you did, and then you get one naked broad up there, and just halfway burn a tire down. She's gonna win.
She's gonna win. Or a 14-year-old's gonna come up, and everyone's gonna be like, he's gonna show up and he's gonna rip it, and he's gonna pull a burnout, and he's 14 years old, and his dad's not there, and the whole thing, and people just watched him launch over a fucking,
Well,
pallet.
he deserves it.
He deserves it.
That's the kid
That's
that
the
you
point.
want winning.
Dude,
right.
are you bringing more than he brought?
No.
Then stay home.
Women and children first.
Well, here's the thing. There's no virgin enthusiasm from any of us.
Exactly.
We're mostly looking at I got to put a chain on, a new tire.
My
this
point is,
2 hours tomorrow.
unless you bring to the table what he brought to the table,
Right.
using a pallet as a launch ramp, going 26 feet and crashing.
Launching himself on a 79-degree.
It was just the
fucking
dumbest thing
launch
you'd ever seen. It was just the dumbest thing I'd ever seen. But he did it.
Yeah.
And everyone knew he did it because they all saw him do it. And then he went over and burned the tire down.
I couldn't figure out the physics. I'm like, that wheel should have just slammed into the ramp, and somehow he cleared it.
Yeah.
Because he wasn't doing, he didn't even wheelie into it. It just, I don't know.
Yeah. Step-ups are weird, man.
Yeah.
Step-ups are weird. That is a weird, step-up contests are fucking weird. KTM.
I've done that.
CF Moto what?
KTM, man. KTM. All right. You heard it here, maybe not first, but you heard it here a long time ago. That whole thing about Pierre's still in charge. They're going to let him run the company. That's what we were hearing 3 days before AIM Expo. Pierre's still in charge. I'm down in the AIM booth. I'm in the KTM booth at the AIM Expo, surrounded by people with KTM badges on, telling me about how no, it's all still controlled by the Austrians, all still controlled by Pierre and his cronies.
Yeah, he was sitting on some Indian guy's lap with the guy's hand up his ass, using him like a mannequin.
Well, okay, guys. I mean, I don't know how official this could be. I think this might be the fourth official news release. Following a major post-insolvency reset, Bajaj Auto has officially taken controlling interest of KTM AG, and they did not only measure it for curtains, but they hung their sign. So the company has announced plans to cut approximately 500 jobs as part of a global cost reduction strategy. They've even changed the name of the cocksucker. So yes, Bajaj owns KTM. Not a little bit. Not just the tip. They own KTM.
I'm looking forward to Bajaj in MotoGP.
Sure.
I mean, I don't want to see KTM down the side of a bike. I want to see Bajaj down the side of a bike.
Right.
Because I still got, 3 now? I still want to see Bajaj in racing.
Mm-hmm. Now, keep in mind, that means Husqvarna, that means gas, and that means all of WP suspension. Okay? Bajaj Auto International Holdings, if you own any Pure stock or Perrier stock, you should check your shit.
Ooh.
Just letting you know.
Bajaj is doing very well in Supercross. They're doing 2 rounds,
and they just won Dakar.
Yeah,
Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So they just won Dakar.
And every dude that's ridden it says that the RC 990 or whatever the new track bike is fucking amazing.
I'm absolutely certain that is all going to stay the way it is.
I was going to say, will Bajaj keep that going, or are they going to water it down?
No, let's see. I imagine
they will keep it going.
Will they water it down?
I'm going to put you into a fantasy world. 5 years ago, you're KTM. You want to do great in GP, you want to do great in Dakar, you want to do great in off-road, you want to do great in adventure. But the only thing holding you back is you just need about $900 million more dollars. You now have $900 million more dollars.
Yeah.
And that's what happened. Now, is Bajaj going to go, no, from now on, we're only making the 390 and the 450? No, they're going to make a lot of those. They're going to make a shit ton of those. But they're still going to do the KTM stuff because they want KTM to be successful because they own the cocksucker.
We've talked about this. The grandson that owns the company now got them out of scooters specifically to get into motorcycles, and his entire thing was to get big.
Right. And the thing is that it is a prestige brand. If they don't people are going to be assholes for a year or so. But if they keep the quality up, the bikes stay there, you can get parts for them and do stuff. Then they have a chance of an Indian company having a really prestigious brand in the world.
Well, the other thing is it's not just that they're going to keep the quality up. It's that now you can actually fix a KTM instead of the problem of the past 20 years, which is KTMs, when they break, you're screwed.
Sometimes KTM had a problem of putting all their money into the design, research, manufacturing, and not a lot of money into customer support. And not a lot of money into, that's a problem, we should fix it, not just let the customers dangle at the end of the rope when we have 60% of our cams fail, right? So I would think that somebody who has deep pockets is probably more likely to help you when you've got a major critical failure in your motor and your motorcycle than the guy who's, playing that he's poor and laying people off. Meanwhile, he just gave himself an $18 million raise. Yeah. So that, I think, is going to be a tough thing.
Well, now that they're going to sell 1 million a year in India of the 390,
right? Yeah.
That alone is just going to keep them afloat.
But is it really all about white power?
Oh, WP, yeah.
Again.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah,
I didn't name it.
Yeah. That is funny.
I didn't name it. But it's very funny to me that White Power is owned by an Indian company now.
Yeah.
That's funny. Right. Because
I can only assume that company started as a tongue-in-cheek joke.
I think it's the guy's name, probably.
No, it's White.
No, I understand the guy's name is White, but you don't go for White Power. Even 20 years ago, White Power was.
I thought it was. So I just looked it up real quick. His name was Wim Peters, WP. WP's his address or his initials. So yeah, flying dentist, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. There's a whole thing you could look up it. But anyway, they were white. The suspension components were white colored. He used white springs that could set his parts apart from the other ones on the track, right? So pretty interesting. The only powder coater in Peter's home country, Malden in the Netherlands, makes hospital beds, which are typically white. So his springs were all powder coated at the only place in his town that did powder coating, which powder coated hospital beds, which were white. Therefore, all of his springs were white. Hence, pretty, showing up with your white springs at your motocross event was probably something that people noticed pretty quickly. Like, dumbass, why do you have white springs on your dirt bike?
I would have called my company Bed Springs.
Bed pants.
I mean,
bed pants and broomsticks.
Being Dutch and having a company called White Power doesn't make it any better.
It doesn't. It really, really doesn't. Yes, especially when your first champion's name is Heinz Kienegardner.
Oh God, it just gets worse.
It gets worse. It really does. They're all just, the springs are all just white except for that little black mustache.
Oh no.
Right in the middle. So yeah.
Oh God.
Anyway, so yeah, Bajaj owns them now. Hey Bajaj, you got that shit.
I've said it a couple times that we've gotten to the point where here in the United States, for example, businessmen like making money.
Yeah.
They don't like making a product. They just want to make money. When you get further along to India, good example, will make your product, and in making your product, will make money. And so it's this whole thing of we're going to make money off of the product that somebody else makes over here, and they enjoy making the product itself, which makes them money. And so that kid, when he took over Bajaj,
Right.
he wanted to make the best motorcycles he could possibly make.
He did. He really wasn't interested in continuing, like the interviews that we read from him, like he was in his 30s when he got the
kid, yeah,
right,
he's
when
30s.
he got the contract, when he got the job. Yeah, he said, he's like, look, he goes, we made a lot of money. We put ourselves on the map building low horsepower, low output, leftover tooling from Vespa and small displacement motorcycles. And he made it very clear he wanted to make a whole lot of cool motorcycles.
Yeah.
Now, it turns out none of us saw it coming that he was going to increase the size of his company 20-fold and have enough money to go out and buy some cool shit.
And that's kind of the thing. It became a passion project for him. And in that, he became the most successful motorcycle manufacturer, short of Hero.
Right. And I agree that
because I have to preface that as he's not quite as big as Hero.
The Heroes are in
there.
Heroes finished this year in Dakar.
Yeah.
So Heroes actually did finish in the top 20. So it was fun to watch that team ripping it. It was fun to watch Hero.
So we're
participating
watching all of these Western manufacturers slowly succumb to China and India, which is amazing.
Yeah. So it's gonna be an interesting. I think it's gonna be a really, really interesting thing.
Yeah.
I wonder if Superior that whole involvement with CF Moto, where they produced so many motorcycles. So many. I mean, it's like the production numbers were just fucking stupid, like 200,000 units. It just seemed like this insane thing. Like, what market did they think was going to happen that they were going to need to have 200,000 motorcycles standing by? Like this is going to be a great move. Everybody's going to buy a KTM, a Chinese-built KTM, because that's what the world's been waiting for. But we're going to build so many that it would literally eclipse Honda in their sales. And he thought, yeah, we'll do that. Because the production cost was like 1/10 of the price he was paying for a big KTM. And he was like, well, when the dollar amount is so small, we're going to just build a ripping million of them. We'll build 250,000 of them, and then that'll happen. But then it didn't happen. So it sure then starts to look a lot like hubris. And also he was giving himself bonuses while those bikes were sitting unsold.
Right.
And dealers were floundering. So,
well, we were looking at the Morini when it showed up, and I thought it looked like a KLX.
Yeah, I did too. I think that a lot of the tooling and the motor, that Morini CF Moto is the same manufacturing.
Because we're talking about CF Moto now, not Bajaj.
Right.
But when I started looking at that motor...
KLX or KLE? The new KLE 500.
Well, that's the trick, is that I started looking at it, and I'm like, it looks very Kawasaki because the way the cylinder arrangement and the head arrangement looks. And
well, that would make sense because the 650 and the 700 have a very Kawasaki look to it.
But the more I dove into it, the oil filter's in the wrong location because this has a water pump where the oil filter would be on a Kawasaki. And I started looking and I realized that KTM had a contract with CF Moto to build their smaller displacement motors. So the question now is that a KTM motor built by CF Moto in the Morini? And it's this weird rabbit hole of cross-pollination between all the Chinese companies and the Indian companies, all pulling off of European and Western companies that designed this stuff.
Right.
So it just is this weird rabbit hole.
Right. And all the KTM 490s, all the KTMs that had cam failure, did every single one of those KTMs come out of CF Moto?
Yeah. Well, that was the other question with the BMW 310.
Right.
Because we were kind of looking at that a little while ago.
Well, there were cam failures.
Yeah.
And that bike came out of India.
Yeah.
So that motorcycle came out of India and it had cam failures. When you have a cam failure, when that is a thing that is well documented and it's out there in the world, then you go, okay, that exists now. You have to admit that it exists. What the fuck are you doing about it? Because you can't just say, okay, we're giving everybody a 10-year warranty. That can't be the solution.
I mean, Hyundai did that.
So did KTM.
Sure.
Right? So the solution to the problem can't be, Hyundai gave a 10-year warranty before they had a notorious problem with their product. Yeah. KTM is giving a warranty after people are noticing a notorious problem with their product. The warranty doesn't fix the problem. The warranty gives you the suggestion that you have support behind it and that when it fails, you'll be able to go to your dealership and he'll give you a new cam or a new motor. But that doesn't make me want to go out and buy the product. When Honda had all their failures with their CBR 300s and all those bikes, when those motors were all having problems, Honda didn't respond to it by saying, oh, well, we've given you a 5-year warranty now. No, they said, okay, everybody stop everything, get all these bikes to come in, and we're putting new crankshafts in all these bikes. That was the solution. It would have been easier for them to say, okay, you all get a 5-year warranty because 50% of our customers are never going to put enough miles on this bike to destroy the crank. Or 12% of the bikes are going to get crashed and they're not going to ever live long enough to experience the crank failure. So yeah, it's very suspicious. It's a tough thing. So
with all these companies kind of doing this, so like it's weird. So the CF Moto comes out with the Ibex, right?
Right.
And it's a good bike. Yeah. But then MotoMorini comes out and like ups everything. Is that just so like they just all these people can just spec what they want from the manufacturer? Or
CF Moto says, build them for me this way.
Okay.
They get to the market first.
Okay. All right.
MotoMorini goes, you were going to build them for me anyway. We had the contract, but I see what you did with the Ibex. Make mine this way. And I'm going to hit the market at the exact same price point. Now, will somebody else come along? Will Benelli come out next week with the Benelli TRK 450 that is going to be yet the exact same bike as the Ibex and the MotoMorini Vettore 450, but it's going to have an 8-inch taller windshield and a 1-inch wider screen and something a little bit better, and it's also going to be $64.99?
Yeah, for the customer, it's great.
Right. It's like when the Benelli comes out and it's got 3 riding modes, right, and an 8-inch taller windshield and whatever, right? Yeah, it is great for the customer, right?
Not so much for you guys.
Right. Now, show me on the map where this bike is built.
Right.
Drop the pin where the factory is. Because I've been doing a lot of research and I can't tell you. Right? So it is one of those things where, are they all going to be the same? To a degree? Sure they are. Absolutely. I totally agree. They're all going to be the same.
I'm not mad about that at all because they're decent bikes. At least it would be bad if they all sucked and they were all like each other. But man,
that's where we were. I don't know if anybody remembers in 2006.
Oh yeah,
where if it said Longbow 250 on the side of it, that it was going to be an awful, garbage, horrible piece of shit, and you're going to have problems with it. Or if it said He Is Sung on the side of it, people are like, oh, it's just a Korean-made SV650. No, and no. They all fucking blew up, right? And as much as people wanted to say, look, this is just like an SV650, but it costs you only $39.99, every single person that bought one had an awful, terrible experience, and they're really sad they did that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now you're kind of entering into it's called General Motors section of levels of trim levels.
Right, trim levels.
That's what it's saying.
Of course, absolutely.
Because we were talking about the Ibex,
right,
and then you're talking about the Vettore,
yeah,
and the Vittore's got this much more,
yeah,
and then you're talking about on and on and on.
Sure.
So it makes more sense.
I would not be at all surprised to find out that BMW decides they're going to have a 450.
Yeah,
they do.
But that's the thing is that you can buy the same motorcycle in different trim levels, and it's a little bit $300 more here.
We have a BMW 310 in our shop right now that's only 1 year old.
Yeah.
Right. And the BMW 450 that we're talking about makes that look like a special needs child, right? It does not look awesome when you compare the coming out soon to you BMW 450 to this thing, the 310, and you're like, sorry about your 310, buddy. Yeah, should have waited a year.
The 310, we rode it. It was a nice bike, but it just felt like I was riding a Vespa, but slower.
The 310 would be fine, right?
Right.
And we've had a bunch of other BMW motorcycles that are in that small displacement category, right? It would be fine for people who are in that economy where, hey, look, I can afford a BMW now.
Yeah.
Right? So I don't need to have my TVR. I don't need to have my Hero. I don't need to have my Bajaj. I can actually have a BMW, right? Boom, there it is. Congratulations. Made by Bajaj. And it is a damn sight cooler than your buddy's, Falcon Rape 290, or whatever. Because it's a real BMW.
And it has, like all those other bikes, they were designed in 1997.
Sure.
So the BMW looks like a spaceship.
It looks great compared to the other ones. But then when BMW plays itself by saying, okay, well, that was our 310. Let me show you what's behind door number 2. And what's behind door number 2 is a totally different ecosystem.
Right.
And it's going to cost an extra $1,600 or $2,000, but you're getting a huge step up, a massive, massive step up. And we just, the F700 GS we were talking about, the poverty spec, right? I just sold that bike. And the reason I sold that bike, it had nothing to do with the specs. It had nothing to do with the cool, better traction control or the this or that. It had everything to do with the fact that the man had his ankles shot off in Korea. No, he's just short. Cotton. He's just a short fella. So he's a short fella, and he sat on all the bikes in my showroom, and the only bike that he sat on that he felt comfortable on was the F700 GS poverty spec. He's like, I love this bike. It's got everything I want, and it's the right height. Yeah, right. Yeah,
MSF on a 310.
Evil Dead Alive is like, MSF.
Well, that's the thing.
And it's a great bike for MSF course.
Because everything else has been Nighthawk 250s for ages, and the GZ 250, I think, for a while.
Well, I thought I was going to die with that F700 GS. Because when I took it on trade, I was like, hey, how can I get hurt? It's an F700 GS. It has the word GS in it. And I got a 310 in my showroom that has the word GS in it. And that's the reason people buy them, is it has the word GS in it.
There is a seat for every ass.
And there is a poverty spec even in the world of BMW. So, just because your bike is a BMW doesn't mean that Look, Ducati made a Scrambler.
Right.
And if you're a Ducati dealer, having a bunch of Scrambler doesn't count as how many Ducatis you sold that year. Because Ducati doesn't consider that a mainline Ducati bike.
When he was talking about taking the MSF, I remember when they forgot to put my motorcycle license back in my license. I had to retake the test in the early 2000s. It was right when all the big choppers were coming out and everybody was riding all the big dog choppers and stuff. And so that's still one of the highlights of my life. I went to take my test and there were 4 chopper dudes there. 2 of them crashed their bikes. One dude ran.
They
off.
tried to take their bikes through the test.
Because they probably never rode before. Remember when all the chopper shows were huge?
Yes, but
they walked into a dealership, paid $60,000 for some fucking big dog chopper, then had to go take their test because their temporaries ran out and they got caught from the bar.
We had 1%er Tommy coming into our shop, with the big swordsman patch on, the whole deal.
Yeah,
going like, so you're going to sell me one of those Buddy 125s over there? And I went, yeah, you bet your ass I am. I want to see you leaving here on this thing. No, we'll send a truck to pick it up. And he literally said, he goes, it's so all of our club members can get a license, get their endorsement, because they just don't want to get pulled over for easy, stupid shit.
But
they didn't try to take their, knucklehead through.
No.
There was no way. I mean, it was kind of funny that they even let them take it because that one, like that kind of hairpinny turn thing you have to do. There's no way you're putting a 13-foot chopper through that fucking thing.
No, there's above 750 part of the turn and below 750 part of the turn, and then there's Orange County Choppers part of the turn.
Right.
Which is just go home.
Right. I mean, if they would have let them put the front wheel on the outside,
it doesn't matter, right? I mean, yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
it's
turning radius is not the not the selling point.
No.
It's the
But
same
why?
Because
Because 90% of those guys don't have licenses anyway. So
Same thing with some sport bikes. I saw guys show up at the test thing on a sport bike that has no turning radius to speak of.
yeah,
Hey,
lock to lock is 10 degrees.
I had to have a Hayabusa. I've never ridden before in my life.
Right.
Before.
Yeah, you're not getting that through the test.
I need 1,300 just to get down the street.
So weird year. So the numbers were in just after we got back from the AIM Expo. 120.
20 watts.
U.S. dealerships closed.
Oh, wow.
That's not a small number. Yeah. And it's funny because one of the seminars that they were having at the AIM Expo was talking about how unit sales in America, the declining unit sales, it's really just a myth. You really don't believe in that. Kawasaki was up 15%. Kawasaki did it right this year. Everyone else, you just need to look at yourself. You just need to look at what you did wrong, because Kawasaki was up 15%
And
this year.
Triumph had a banner
Triumph
year.
did great. Triumph really did great. I got a bunch of numbers, but I don't feel like going through them
Janus
right
did
now.
well too.
I didn't know anything about. I honestly don't know what their numbers were, so I wasn't even.
Smith's been doing the accounting for him.
Oh, so there you go.
Well,
so they're up 6,000%.
That's the problem with a bespoke manufacturer, though, is that their numbers, it only matters that they're positive.
But I will say this: BMW did their first 200,000 bike year in a long time. So BMW, actually, I think it might be their first 200,000 ever. But one thing I read, they did 200K for the 4th year in a row. And one thing I read said they did their best in a long time. But in any case, it comes down to what we were talking about earlier. BMW has a lot of affordable product now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And they're hitting that affordable bike market. I don't think BMW is selling their 200,000 bikes in the United States of America. I don't think that's where they're selling most of their bikes.
Well, yeah, because we started the year with BMW under recall for their emissions other than the electric scooter.
Right.
So, yeah, I don't think we're going to get 200 grand here.
Mm-hmm. It does say that, according to the internet, it says Germany is still their single largest market. But
God, that's a huge factory too.
Yeah. Yes. So that is their top selling line is definitely the GS line. But does that count the GS 310? I don't know. So they said the GS 1300 and the GS 1250 sold 68,000 units. That's a lot of bikes.
That's a third of their
That's
sales.
a lot of big fucking bikes. That is a lot of big bikes.
And you can still probably I'll put this all the way back to the original, the long way round, if you think about it, with all the GSs. Like, seriously.
Well,
it did. That was a big deal. I mean, I know a lot of people that never owned a GS before in their life, and then they saw the long way around, and they were like, I got to do that. That's cool.
Well, I mean, the GS has been their their big bike for a long time.
Yeah,
for
absolutely.
their sales. Like that's the bike that everybody wants. Like,
Well, there's
I
a
can
reason.
have a KLR.
Right.
Well, there's a reason.
Yeah.
Have you ridden one?
Yeah. Yeah. It's true. It's true. There's no people aren't buying them because they're bad bikes.
No.
People aren't buying them because there's some hype weird marketing.
Well, it's kind of the same reason why people buy Goldwings. You're buying an equivalent bike that does two different things, but they have the same clientele that buy them. KLR 650s are kind of the same thing. KLR 650s are cult bikes. GS cult bike. Goldwing cult bike.
I think that people that buy giant adventure BMWs, they could flip over to buying a giant adventure KTM pretty easily. And I think that people that buy giant adventure KTMs could probably flip over and buy a giant adventure BMW pretty easily.
But
I think those two people, because I listen to podcasts that are pretty well driven by both of those people, and those guys are like, yeah, I got a BMW now, but I want to try that KTM. And then I've got people that are KTM people that are like, yeah, I got a KTM now, but I had a BMW and I loved it, and I might go back to the BMW.
I'm kind of going to be honest, having ridden all of them. His Africa Twin does all that and more for less money.
Not all of it.
No. You don't need a GS 1300. You really don't.
Well, nobody needs
Your Africa
it.
Twin will do all that. The Tenere will do all that. But the GS has such a cult following that everybody's going to go, now I have to have one.
Well, it's not just the GS though. I mean, like my F900 XR.
Right.
I didn't know what I was getting into when I got that bike. I thought it looked cool. It was a good deal, a trade. I fucking love that bike. Like everything on
Exactly.
it. Like, yeah, they make a good motorcycle.
And I think the KTM 1290 Super Adventure is probably not going to be in a shootout with an Africa Twin.
Probably not. The horsepower is not even close.
That's what I'm saying.
It's like 50
160
horsepower.
horsepower.
You're not, if you're talking about an adventure bike, you don't need the horsepower.
Well,
You
no,
really
no.
don't.
Well,
You need
unless
you need rideability. You don't need the horsepower.
I'd put the Africa Twin on par with the F900 GS.
Sure, I agree. I totally agree. Yeah, that's class for class. I totally agree. That's class for class. I would not put it against the big block.
Even though it's a leader bike, I consider it a middleweight.
I totally agree. Yeah.
No, 100%. Like, yeah, the Africa Twin is never known for its power or anything like that. I mean, it has good usable power. Don't get me wrong. I love the bike. But yeah, it's not you're not going to hit the highway and do 160.
Now, I guess that brings up another question, Sleepy.
Yo.
Would you rather keep your BMW or Africa Twin?
BMW, dude. It has all the fuck, dude. I first time in my life I had electronics cruise control. It's fucking ridiculous. You kidding me? It's got heated things.
Now, this is the stuff we need to get into, is like our own personal preferences for crazy shit.
This has been, the last 2 years has been my awakening. Everything I owned before that was old and fucked up. And now I finally have a motorcycle with stuff, and I have first time in my life, a new car. I've been like blown away by that.
Oh yeah, you bought the Colorado.
Yeah. So that's been crazy.
Yeah, I think that these companies, I think BMW in particular, I think BMW is iconic. And I also think that BMW has continued to give, the GS has only gotten better and lighter. And it's gotten better, it's gotten lighter, the seat's gotten lower. The feel of the bike at low speeds, man, I've had R1100 RTPs. I've had these bikes that they sit high, and at low speeds, they're terrifying. And then you get on a brand new GS and you're like, oh, this is very easy to ride.
The difference between the oil head and the hex head, man, I love the hex head, but I'm not putting out that kind of money.
You know what I thought about? So, you know, when like the 1300 came out and the GS 1300, everybody was like, oh, look at it. It's ugly. It's a toaster. Right. It's kind of shocking in the headlight. But they did the same thing when they brought the other ones out, and they had the double, like the fucking bug eyes.
Asymmetrical.
Everybody was like, "What the fuck are they doing?" And then everybody loved it.
And then
it became a thing.
Sign me up for a Rockster any day.
Yeah. It's an interesting thing. I would never use a Super Adventure. I would never use a 1290, what it's designed to do. I would never actually use that motorcycle for what it can.
Well, 87.6% of the people who own the bikes don't use them. I've never used. I mean, I tried a couple times, but
and I'm aware of it. You know, and it's just that's my thing. But if that or the GS came along 5 years old, traded in, you know, sore dick deal, I would be happy to perch up on either one of them.
Oh yeah,
I'd be thrilled to jump up on either one of those motorcycles and ride it until I became bored with it.
You're sitting on the ultimate multistrada right now in your showroom.
Oh God, Oh, man.
I mean, this is kind of where we're at.
Yeah. Just don't take it off-road under any circumstances. Do not. The multi-strata thing. Just
I'd like to
stop.
take that to the track. We should stick some fucking slicks on it and take it. That thing would be a monster on the track.
It's a
great bike. Cool.
The guy
have a great time with it. I love it. I love riding it around. All I'm going to do on that bike is the same thing I'm going to do with that GSXS. I'm just going to get dumb tickets. I'm just going to get stupid tickets. And here's the thing about stupid tickets. They're expensive.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they're expensive. Stupid tickets are expensive.
It did finally prove that I can do belts.
Well, yeah, but we just...
Oh, you tuned it up?
What's that?
Tom tuned it up?
Oh, yeah.
No, it's got brand new belts on.
Tom did the we don't care about the mileage.
Yeah.
It's the fucking age.
Yeah,
rubber,
right.
It's
rubber
the age.
gets old.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you own a Ducati and you're like, oh, it doesn't need this service because it's only got 5,000. No.
If it's 3 years old, you need belts.
If it's over 3 years old, you got to pay. You got to pay that fee. You're gonna have to pay the tax.
Yeah.
That's all there is to it. You don't get away with not paying that tax. Yeah. If you think, well, it's only got 4,000, 5,000 miles on it, I'm just going to rip it. No, you're not.
Well, you can, but you might not make it back.
Yeah. Well, cool. There's all kinds of those motors for sale. Yeah. There's all kinds of those bikes for sale. Just needs a tune up. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Just needs a tune up. No.
Just
I always like runs. This needs the carbs tickled.
Just needs the carbs tickled. Whatever. So yeah. Oh, speaking of which, had some young fella from Truth or Consequences, New Mexico. Don't get that often. Wants to buy one of my Toyota Estimas.
Oh, yeah, this.
Right? Pretty exciting. It's a $10,000 car. It's got all-wheel drive. It's got a supercharger. It's got 2 moonroofs, power. It runs great. It's got all the power stuff. It's got brand new snow tires. It's got a brand new alternator. It goes great. Can't stop the thing. It really runs. And it's got 100,000 miles on it, which is pretty short mileage for a 97 Toyota. Okay. I've got it listed for $10,000. So he called me up, wanted to see pictures and hear it running and shoot a video of it running and all the stuff and, walk up to it. It's covered in snow. I don't care. I'll shoot the video. I walk up to it, turn the key, hit the door button. Oh, it's got remote door entry too. Hit the door button, go in, hit the button, starts right up. Okay, cool. Wow, yeah. It does need a stereo because the stereo is from Japan and the Japanese have a different system. So your radio doesn't work here because unless you like NPR. So you can listen to 90.1 and under. No, 93 won't come in. 90.3 will not come in. You'll have to use 89.7. 90.1 is done. So 90.1 and higher don't exist. Anything below that, you're fine. So you're going to have to put a new head unit in it because it is a head unit from 1997. You should probably do that anyway. And, it does, the AC doesn't run you right out, but it does cool it down. But I'd probably stick a can of...
Is this the one with the cocaine tray in it or no?
What's that?
The van.
No. It's not the Boso van.
Oh, okay.
No, this is just a regular all-wheel drive. It's been in front of my shop for a while.
Oh, that one.
Yeah,
Okay.
So when I put newer suspension on it, because one of the shocks broke, it's fine. It's a good running car.
Yeah.
So all right. So I tell him it needs a head unit, and I tell him it might need to recharge the AC. Will you take $2,000?
As a down payment, yes.
I was just flummoxed. He goes, well, my mechanic says to do the head unit and the air conditioning is probably going to cost me about $6,000. So will you take $2,000?
Find a new mechanic.
And I was like, are you calling from Earth?
Yeah. If you paid Shane $6,000.
Are you calling from Earth? Do you understand any of the words that you just said?
Hell shit, I'd do it.
Right?
I'd do it for $5,500.
I said, you are aware. I have a brand new Android Auto head unit for it. I paid $240 for it on Amazon. I just haven't installed it yet. I said, and a can of Freon's about $12, right? If you just want to spruce it up a little bit. Oh, he says it's going to be a lot of this and a lot of that and everything else. I'm like, no, you're fucking crazy, man. You're just fucking crazy. No, well, so then after hemming and hawing, and I do the video things that he says, he calls me back and he goes, okay, will you take $9,000? I can wire the money today. I said, do bank transfer, Zelle thing? Yeah, do that. Great. I send him over an invoice, $9,000. Good. Finally, this is it. Apparently he had a stroke when he said 2,000 or something. I don't know. So calls me up. He goes, well, I'm going to have a guy come out and inspect it. Okay, that's cool. You do that. People do that. That's a thing you can do. You can hire somebody to go and look at a vehicle for you if you're 3,000 miles away like this guy is. Fine, no problem. So the guy comes out. Guy shows up, gets all the snow off the car, goes through the whole thing. He's like, this is really, really clean. Yeah, super clean. It's got a supercharger? Yeah, it's got a supercharger. He says to hold the camera down by the supercharger to make sure it's not making noise or anything. I was like, well, superchargers are kind of binary. They either work or they don't, right? They're either working or they're breaking belts, right?
Or they start smoking and you know you got problems.
Right. Yeah, this is the game. So, okay, fair enough. So we'll do all that. So we take the guy out for it. He does all of his things, checks all the fluids, does his stuff, checks the tires, the whole deal. Take him out for a test ride, drive him on a big old loop that can't be beat. Panic brake check, the whole deal. He's like, wow, this thing's it's hard to believe this car's from 1997. I said, I know. And I said, well, he's shooting all these little videos, these little clippy videos. Cool. He goes, yeah. He goes, the buyer doesn't seem to really know what he's asking for. Like, make sure the moon roofs work and everything else. It's like, yeah, that's cool. And we'll do that. That's great.
Yeah, Colleen and I proved that did.
No. Yeah, exactly. Right. We had to let this bad smell out of the car. So we play this game, take it back. He calls me back and he goes, okay, well, I got the report from the guy. I'll give you $4,000. Dude, you were just giving me $9,000 and then you paid $350 to have somebody come and look at my shit. And he goes, oh yeah, I did. Oh, it looks quaint, like a little top hat. It's adorable.
Oh no.
And so dude says, I'll give you $4,000. And I was like, nah, you're not giving me $4,000. You're not giving me $4,000. Just forget it. Just go to hell.
Go away.
Just fuck you. You're just an idiot. You're the dumbest guy I've ever met in my life. You win the award for being the stupidest person I've ever met.
So you fired him?
So then I knew he was out $350 for paying for the dude showing up. And I was like, you just spent $350 to not buy a car. Like, I didn't think you could be any worse at this, but you proved me wrong. I've picked people up at the airport.
You know what?
Picked people up at the airport, drove them around the neighborhood, had them get in the car. They give me cash. They get in the car and they drive the car to California. They drive the car to Florida.
At $350, we should be offering the service.
Well, that's my new thing now is I'm trying to figure out a way I can get a piece of this $350 inspection service.
I know, right?
Because the guy was legit in my driveway for an hour, right? He told me he made $90 for every one of these he did. So there's somebody else who's getting the full $350, not him, right? So there's another link in the chain. But again, congratulations. I have found the worst buyer I've ever found.
I want to be the link.
Right. You got to be.
No
yes,
shit.
You do. You want to be the link. You want to be the kingpin in that situation.
If there was $400 to be made on telling people this car is not shit, let's go.
Well, and you have absolutely no skin in the game because you can't. It's not actionable. Yeah. If you say, okay, I went on the test ride, I looked at things, this is what I saw, blah blah blah. He buys it or he doesn't.
Well, also,
he's not going to come back at you and say, I want my $350 back, where he could, but he ain't going to get it.
Also, if you didn't really give an opinion, you just gave facts.
Yeah.
Like, brakes worked, this worked.
Well, I actually heard this guy this guy, while he was shooting, he's like, oh my God, the AC is blowing cold. The heat will run you out of this thing. The wipers work great, all this stuff. He's literally saying those words as we're doing the test ride. He's like, oh, the supercharger, it pulls, you can feel it.
It supercharges.
It supercharges.
It does supercharge.
It does supercharge. And then for the guy to come back and be like, oh yeah, well, you'll take 4. Like, I'll take the 9 you originally offered me. Let's go back 2 days when you offered me the 9.
What car was this?
It's the Previa with the supercharger in front of my shop. And it's funny because
he says it wrong. It's
Estima. It's an Estima. I love how he started at 9. I love he's like, okay, 9. And I'm like, yes. Oh, that didn't work. Oh shit. Oh boy. 2. You'll take 2. No, I won't take 2. 4. He's just throwing fucking numbers out. He's a spastic, right?
Like, dude, this isn't fucking bingo.
Worse than this is high-end guitar guys.
Yeah.
I was selling a guitar for $4,800. I was getting offers of $500. I can send it today. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for, dude, today.
Oh, no,
Yeah.
no. Harris and I both came up with a pact years ago. Because after both of us have tried to sell shit on Marketplace and people are like fucking crackheads, we're like, I would rather burn it than sell it to you.
There's a whole lot of that. And that is anybody who's listed anything on Marketplace. It's pretty well. And I haven't figured out the exact exchange rate yet, but I'm getting close.
Five crackheads to one buyer.
No, but I am kind of learning that on that 150cc Chinese scooter we had up there.
He relisted it.
Who? The guy that bought it?
The Raketa. The one, the blue and silver. Yeah, he pulled the rear rack off of it and put some shitty stickers on it.
Really?
And listed it for what you originally listed it for. It was back up for like a minute. Like
I have a standard response for those lowball offers. I say I'm going to graciously decline your generous offer.
Yeah.
I am going to suggest you go to the local state park, find the restroom, and look for the hole and stick your mouth in it.
Well, we figured out that Vento Rocchetta that we had listed, that particular bike, because if you can't lose them on Vento, lose them on Rocchetta.
Right.
Well, let's be honest, it's a Chinese piece of
Because
shit.
he literally listed it as a Vento Rocchetta.
I did.
I was like, this is no, not you.
Oh, he did.
He relisted it as a Vento Rocchetta, and I went, that's the exact same.
He just copied my ad.
Did you put the Summit sticker on the front or no?
No,
so
he did.
He found a Summit sticker and put it on the front.
Oh, God.
And then put like some other stickers on it, and then like took the rear rack off of it and listed it for the original price that you had it listed for.
Well, folks, I can tell you that particular listing got my world's record for the number of times. Oh, drink the
shit.
1,113 messages. So that bike got 1,113. Ooh. High is this still available? 1,113 fucking teen.
Yeah.
When you think about that, it's painful. It's absolutely painful.
Will you take? Yes. Just come and get
Literally.
Well, we did, and that was
he did.
Just so you know, we had literally to the point where if somebody says, "Will you take $100?" I said, "Show up with cash."
Yeah.
They still didn't.
Right. There's a lady that has a whole thing about being on Marketplace where she was trying to give away a bed for free.
Yes.
And it turns into this whole thing where a person ends up offering her $10 and she's like, it's free.
It's free.
Well, yeah, but you're so far away. Could you drive it here?
Right. Oh, yeah. And the hilarious thing is after 3 months of this thing languishing and getting over 1,100 messages, the day that the guy came out and gave us the money for it. And by the way, he showed up with not enough money. Tried to convince me to let him take it for not enough money, and that he was going to come back with the real amount of money. No. You're
like, let me think about that.
That's not how we're doing this. And so he ran off, and he did get the right amount of money, and he came back like $400 or $450, whatever it was. And he had it, and I gave him the keys and the whole deal and sent him on his way.
Yeah.
As he was pulling out of the parking lot, guy number 2 showed up. Well, guy number 1123, he showed up, and he's like, I brought the money. And I was like, how much money did you bring? Right? And he goes, $400. I said, he just gave me $450. And he goes, well, you said to show up with $400. I said, I did, but he showed up with $450. And I said, so maybe you can buy it from him. And the guy was like, that's bullshit, man. And I said, I told you to show up with $400. I did. Yes. I said, yeah, but he showed up with $450 first. So he gets the bike.
First across the post.
Right. And he was like, well, that's bullshit. You cheated me. I'm like, I did no such thing. I talked to 1,100 people.
Right.
Yeah.
Over 4 months. And you two guys showed up within 10 minutes of each other.
The saddest truth behind this whole thing is literally the only thing you had in this was my labor and a battery.
Yeah, it was free.
And when you got
1,100 messages.
That's exactly right.
When you got on
Can't
it,
put a price on that.
After
I lost money.
After I finished it,
Yeah.
And you got out there and you were like, what the hell did you do? This is like, it started with the push button and ran great.
It was the best running Vento Rocchetta that I have ever been on in my entire goddamn life.
And
Well, it would have to be because it's probably the only one.
well, the problem is, and I have to say this, I spent about 10 years fixing this trash to the point where I can make it start on a push button.
This is the official transportation system of New Orleans. In case people wondered, like, what kind of buyers they have in New Orleans.
Oh, no.
This is their machine.
No, I sold Red Streak and Fly Scooter for years.
Same thing.
And I knew exactly what I had to do to make it. It's all Xenon.
Do you
Go
have
ahead and throw it
a picture
up.
of this thing?
Throw it up. Yeah, throw it up.
There it is, Xenon
There it is.
Rocchetta.
Yeah, that's yeah. It's an MC75 150K.
I like how they took all the stock GSXR 600 pipes and sold them to them and then slapped them on there.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
When he relisted it, he took that top case off.
Of course he did.
So
And make it sportier.
right.
Yeah.
And
I think it's hilarious that he's relisted it. Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Well, good for him.
but this bike.
Maybe he'll get 1,100
for about
miles.
5 years was not kidding, my bread and butter.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
This and the Shadow 750 are my bread and butter.
Yeah. Yeah, I do not doubt it. Well, I think he gave me a negative strike, so I think I went from 5 stars down to 3.5. So yeah, my Facebook Marketplace has taken a serious dive.
Fat guy on a little bike hit my favorite manufacturer.
Oh.
Bashan Astro Aeronautical.
Oh, really? Yeah, that is
Because Bashan did the exact same bike.
Yeah. I've gotten some pretty bad follow through from my fucking attitude. Apparently, Paul thought I was worth 1 star on Facebook Marketplace.
I think that's been all of your
Victoria thought I was worth 1 star.
Every negative Google review
Steve
you've
Hopper
ever gotten.
gave you 3.
I don't think it even lets you. I don't think it even lets you communicate about it. It's just like, well, okay,
Yeah.
whatever.
No, it's terrible.
It's terrible. It's ridiculous.
Phil, you have an attitude problem.
Well, I just think it's funny because it is literally Facebook Marketplace. It is the fucking scourge of the universe.
Yeah.
It is the shittiest shit on the planet.
It's the lowest common
and they have the
denominator of any
nerve to
fucking.
have a rating system.
if you had 1 star, would that prevent anybody from dealing with you? No.
Again, I should give 1 star to 1,123 people, right? Because they were all told to show up,
Right.
right?
I'm a store. I am not a person. Bring cash. We're open from fucking 10 or 11 to fucking 6, dude.
Absolutely.
I literally have a garage full of bikes because I would rather catch those motherfuckers on fire than deal with 1,000 idiots showing up going, I'll give you $700 for your $2,300 bike.
As a buyer, though, if you're savvy, like we had a microwave die, right? Mm-hmm. And I found a $600 fucking microwave for like $50. Some dude got it, as a present or something, didn't want it. So you can find shit.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
100%. Look, dumb people list shit on Facebook Marketplace. I know. And smart people list shit on Facebook Marketplace and make themselves look dumb to cater to a certain audience.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because if you list things the way you think they should be listed, you're going to get about 9,000 really stupid questions for people that are just dumb.
Hey, I've literally shoved a pencil in my fucking forebrain, but I'll give you $5 for your $15,000 car.
Will you trade this for something I don't own? Is the story of about 50% of the contact that I get is, will you trade this for insert name of object? And when I go like, okay, sure, why not? Okay, well, I got to see if I can get a title for it. I got to see if I can get it from my friend. It's always a deal that's like 2 other deals away.
Right.
But it's never cash. It's never, ever cash.
Well, every time I see, because we've been talking about buying a camper for, various and festive things. And every time I see we'll trade for Harley, I look at you and I go, well, right now we don't have something stupidly cheap. Let me see if I can get him to buy a Sportster on the cheap and we can...
Well, that's the one that, so, we don't want to beat the dead horse too badly, but that's the one that came in today was the guy that's trying to buy a Vespa Sprint I have in my shop that's $5,299, which is $1,200 off its regular price. It's a brand new bike, full warranty, the whole deal. So it's $1,200 off. And the guy today is very much like, oh, well, will you trade me the Harley? will you trade for my Harley?
What's
And I said, well, I don't want to be a dick, but tell me more about your Harley.
It's not the first time you've done a Harley deal.
I do these all the time.
Yeah, right.
It's a 2013 Harley Davidson XL 1200C. Fantastic. Fuel injected, great. 1200 cc's, 6-speed transmission.
Right.
No problem. Very pretty bike. Very sexy bike. No problem. You can throw it up, Sleepy. This is the bike.
Oh.
So that's the bike.
Kind of a red over black.
Hey, it's got the chopper front tire.
That
like that.
horrible front tire. I can't stand that front tire.
No, it's
that front wheel.
It's like a Krager mag turned into a.
yeah.
It
I
is,
know.
dude. It's terrible. It makes me mad
terrible.
at it. It looks like a fucking Kmart bike.
Right.
I'm with you, Sleep.
Yeah, I don't like those wheels. They look like old Hot Wheels wheels. I don't like
the
them.
number of times I've
don't like
seen
them.
people that are willing to trade $12,000 like nice campers that we've been looking at just because so we need a central base for
3,000 miles on this bike. You know what?
ain't a bad deal.
Trading. It is, Tom. It's actually a really, really, really bad deal.
What would be the value? What's the retail value of that
Turns
bike?
out it's a really, really, really bad deal. Because we know that the Sprint is worth $52.99.
Yeah.
Hell, we know it's worth $64.99 at just current market prices for a 0 miles
'cause
brand new
you-
Vespa Sprint. Okay, I got a deal on it, so I'm selling it cheap. This bike's value, according to JD Power, and also I did look it up on Kelly Blue Book if you want to be that way about it, but we don't need to. This bike on JD Power, even at retail, it's $400 below the Vespa.
Oh god.
Even at retail.
Yeah, because
If we talk about mid-range value, this is $3,700 to $4,200. He's coming in over $1,100 under this Vespa for a fuel-injected 1200cc Harley Davidson.
Did you ever see the
2013.
kid back with the one that you were like at 2,500 on?
Which one? No, he didn't
No,
come back.
never saw him again.
No, he didn't come back.
But that's the thing is like
He probably went and got $2,500 from somebody else down
Exactly.
at Triumph. Yeah.
So
But,
Harleys are like
So that is an example right there. Your Harley Davidson Sportster XL 1200C is worth about $3,700.
Yep.
I did look it up on its wholesale value because I was concerned. I was curious about wholesale value, and it was $2,899. So $2,899 at National Power Sports Auction if you're trying to wholesale your 2013 Harley Davidson XL 1200C. That's fucking painful. It's worth less than $3,000.
I mean that's kind of
Retail $3,700.
I mean, dude, like right now, like all these Harleys, it's like it's hard not to buy a lot of them because it's a good fucking deal for those bikes, man. I mean, not for you to resell them, but I'm saying if you're just a dude buying,
I'm saying fuel injected, 6-speed transmission, 1200cc motor, gonna run forever, cheap to get parts for, and you can buy it for less than a Vespa.
Hey, do you remember when we were coming up and everybody said, hey, you need to get a real bike like a Harley?
Yeah.
And now the Harleys are worth less than Vespas.
The Harleys are worth less than Vespas. And it's not, I mean, I've been doing this for 15 years, taking Harleys in trade for Vespas, but the Harleys that are coming in on trade for Vespas are getting newer and newer and newer and newer to the point now where it's turning into a 10-year-old fuel-injected 1200 with a 6-speed, where it used to be a 25-year-old 4-speed with carburetors and it sucked, right? And that would be a straight across trade for a Vespa.
with the front wheel 4 inches to the left.
Yeah, or whatever, all kinds of horse shit.
Yeah.
But this is a really not, I mean, in as much as it is what it is a 1200cc bike with a 6-speed transmission. It's got 3,000 miles on it.
It's got attitude. It's going to
got
sound
great
good.
paint. It's got expensive pipes on
This
it.
is, okay, so when we first started in Vespas, we started in Vespas because they were nice and they were cheap. Mm-hmm. And we could do all the crazy shit to them we could to.
Absolutely.
And now you're looking at 883s and 1200 Sportsters where you can do all this crazy shit to them and customize them and everything else. Right. And it literally has taken the place of the Vespa 150 when we were coming up.
It is. It really is. I could, in today's dollars versus $1994, I'm way further ahead to buy the Harley Sportster for $4,000 than I was to buy the $700 Vespa in 1994. So it does make perfect sense. You're like, okay, well, in that regard, you get a hell of a lot more for your money.
For me to say a Harley's a value, this is becoming a value.
Yes, this is becoming a value. Absolutely. Because the amount, especially when you consider how much you're getting for your money. Now, the shocking part is the loss. Like that's the part. The part that sucks really bad is when you go, that bike sold originally for over 10K or over 11K, and it's had 3K added to it, and it's worth 3K. You know, the value of the entire motorcycle is the dollar value of the accessories he put on it.
Yeah.
That's fucking awful. That is terrible.
It's sad. I remember being in the dealership when like a guy would bring his bike in that in his head was way overvalued. It was just a couple years old. So like he probably, you know, the loan on it's probably like 18 grand still. And he's trying to trade it in on a new Yamaha or something. Like this is when I worked at the Yamaha dealership. And they'd give him the unfortunate news that, yeah, your bike has 1,200 miles and it's 2 years old, but it's worth like $6 grand now. You know,
so I have
terrible.
In my world this year, past year, you know, anytime anybody comes into my shop and says, I want to trade in my bike. See, the thing is, they've been listening to like Oprah or Click and Clack or, you know, somebody. Never tell them you want to make a trade until you're at the very end of the deal and you're writing the paperwork and everything else. So people think this is like really fucking good advice. Like, I'm going to hide this. I'm going to keep this away from them. So I'm going to make my very best deal. And then I'm going to surprise them with the trade. All you've done is waste all of your time. Because what's going to happen is you're going to spring your trade on me. And unless you own your trade outright, okay, and unless your trade is something that is unusually worth a lot more money than you think it is, most people come in my shop, they don't know what their trade's worth. It's amazing because Nada and Kelly Blue Book are begging you to type your bike in. You type the year, make, and model of your bike in, followed by the word value. This is the way Google works, guys. Type in 2015 Harley-Davidson XLCH 1200 Sportster, and then type in the word value. You don't need to type in Kelly Blue Book or JD Power or Nada. Just type in the word value. If you do that, then it will give you all the listings. And you can go, oh, Kelly Blue Book thinks it's worth this. Nada thinks it's worth that. You know, whatever. You take that, and now you go to your dealership because you have these two things printed out, and it says what they're worth. And you walk in the door and say, from the beginning, I want to buy this Vespa, any Vespa. I have a motorcycle to trade. What motorcycle do you have to trade? I have this motorcycle to trade. And you hand them the fucking Nada sheet. Because then at least you have a jumping off point. And you can say, mine is better than that. That's the base model. That's the base bike. I have these $4,000 worth of accessories, great maintenance and the whole deal. And the dealer's still going to tell you, well, none of that shit matters. But the point is, if you don't come in with that and you spring that on me in the end, I'm going to have really, really no fun with you at all after we've spent 2 hours and you've hidden this from me. And then I'm going to come out and be like, okay, well, so this is your full retail price, tax, title, et cetera, on this Vespa you want to buy. And then this is your Nada sheet because you didn't print it out. I'm going to print it out for you. And then I'm going to print out the National Power Sports Auction wholesale sheet. So this is what Nada says you should be able to get for your bike if you put it on Facebook Marketplace or whatever, or if I'm selling it in my shop retail. But I'm not buying it from you at retail, sir. I'm buying it from you at wholesale. And that's the National Power Sports Auction sheet right here. That says what the last 100 of these have sold for wholesale. So this is your retail, what I'm going to sell it for at my shop. This is what I'm going to buy it from you for. That's the wholesale. You watch the eyes roll back in their fucking heads when they come in thinking their bike was worth $4 and you tell them it's worth $2,500.
But your plan, even if you're not trying to be shady, like, because when I called you when I was going out to get my car, because I was like, you know, I'm like, fuck, Phil this is what he does. I have to ask
my whole fucking life.
So you gave me that tip with the car of doing the Caravana thing.
Right.
That was awesome because I walked in and when he said, do you have a trade? He said, yeah. He came back with some ridiculous number. And I was like, well, this is what they would offer me. So it wasn't like I had to make up a number or anything. That was a legit offer ready to go. So I promise you. Match it or I'm fucking walking.
Right. Exactly.
Oh, well, great.
Well, the long-held story is CarMax and Carvana will always give you the top dollar for your trade once. That's it. But if you're looking at it like you did, where you were looking for a trade-in value, that's a number you can take to them is, look, CarMax or Carvana is going to give me this.
Well, you take a screenshot and it's the actual, I had the email. Like,
absolutely.
That's the one thing, because I was like, when I was talking to you, you were like, actually go through with it. You don't actually have to do it, but get the email, get the thing. Because the guy was like, let me see that. And I was like, here you go, motherfucker. There it is.
Until you hit the go button, that's a valid number.
It's very difficult to argue with that. And if you do that on the front of the negotiation, everyone thinks like, oh, you're going to surprise them with it at the end.
Well,
No, you're not. If you
we've-
don't think your dealer has seen this before, you're a fucking idiot. This is what they do. They buy and sell cars and motorcycles for a living.
For some
That is how it
reason, we
works.
have grown up with this idea of, oh, I gotcha is the most ultimate thing you can do. And now it's just, hey, look, this is what I can get. Can you match this?
Yeah. Every dealer I know, every person I know, from the scummiest scumbag in the world, they're not going to lose money on a car. They're not going to lose money on a motorcycle. If they were going to lose money on it, what would they do? They would just not sell it. Mm-hmm. Right? They just would not sell it. Oh, he told me he's losing $500. He's not. He's not. He's not losing $500. I promise you, he's not losing $500. If you're paying the price that you're willing to pay, buy the fucking bike. Right? Oh, but I got to beat him up. I got to play this game. You think you're going to win?
Well, there might have been 140 dealerships that lost $500 on some sales, but besides those guys.
Well, I mean, there's the thing.
Yeah.
Right? If you think that you're going to beat your local dealer, if you think there's some challenge and you're going to win, go to Vegas and go head to head with a dealer in Vegas. Go to a magic show and go head to head with a magician on stage. Right? They've done it 10,000 times.
Go heckle a comedian.
Go heckle a comedian. Yeah, see how this ends up. Go heckle
those
Jimmy
are
Carr.
the best fucking
Right?
videos, man.
Right.
Some drunk dude that's like, I'm going to take this guy down.
Right.
No, you're not.
No. Go punch a guy with cauliflower ear. Right?
That's a good one.
You're probably not going to fucking win. So just figure out what you need in the deal and walk in and go, this is what I need.
Yeah.
I need to get $5,000 for this because the bank says I owe them $5,000. Thank you for letting me know that right away. Because otherwise, 2 hours from now, what would happen is I'm going to contact your bank when you tell me you owe $2,500 on something, and I'm going to contact your bank and they're going to tell me you owe $5,000 on it, which means you were never even qualified to start talking because you're upside down ×2 on this vehicle.
And people don't realize when you have your own business, any kind of business, when you get stuck in those fucking conversations, that takes away from your paycheck.
Of course it does.
Like that is time that you can't get back, man.
I always start with, tell me now if you have a trade. You do. Great. Do you own it outright or are you making payments? I'm making payments. Great. Give me your account. Tell me the name of your bank and the account number. Oh, well, I owe $3,200 on it. Give me the name of the bank and your account number. But I owe $3,200 on it. Give me the name of your bank and your account number. 90% of the time, calling it. Yeah, they're in. We got to skip out on them. We're trying to find this property, or they owe $4,800 or $5,300. They think they owe $3,200.
I didn't even think of that. People are dumb enough that they don't think that you're gonna. They haven't made a payment. They're gonna trade that
in the summertime, about 3 a week. Yeah, in the summertime, about 3 a week. Yeah, at the summertime, about 3 a week, and then I'm like,
people fucking amazed me.
Well, did you think I wasn't gonna check?
Right. That's my point. Right. Like the fact that like you were just gonna be like, yep, that sounds like a deal.
You'd be shocked at the number of people who come in and think that they're gonna lie to me, and that somehow between when they tell me that and when we do the paperwork, they magically will have lost $1,800 on their loan. Like the number was gonna somehow get down to where they thought it was. And the bank's like, oh, well, they should, if they would have made 18 payments, they'd be okay, but they missed like 3 payments. So, they deferred a payment or whatever. Yeah, there's all kinds of reasons why, just because you think I paid $300 a month for 13 months, my loan must be here. That's not the way loans work. Mm-mm. If you paid $300 a month for 13 months, you haven't necessarily paid $3,900 against your loan. That's not how financing works, pal.
That is a hard concept to explain to a kid, though.
It's a hard concept to explain to a 50-year-old who comes in and says, okay, well, I had a $300 note and I paid 100 payments or whatever, so I'm paid off. I'm like, you're nowhere near
you
paid
off. The interest. You haven't even started paying the principal.
Let me show you an amortization schedule.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Those hurt so bad.
Oh my God. So yeah, if you're going in to trade in on something, make sure you know exactly what you got. Know how much money you owe on something, right? Know if you can afford to do it. Because believe me, I used to work at a dealership where we loved negative equity. Man, my sales manager was like, how bad's he upside down? Oh, he's upside down about $1,800. Oh yeah. We can hide $1,800 in that GS 500E. I'm like, you can't hide $1,800 in that GS 500E. Oh yeah, we can. We're just gonna say that he bought a trailer.
J&J or which one? No,
that was it. Krieger.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, those are Krieger. We sold so many trailers that never materialized. You think about that? When you buy a motorcycle loan, most motorcycle loans will give you about 25 to 40% over the dollar value of the loan for accessories and shit like that. There is a line for trailers. In the motorcycle industry, a trailer can be an accessory for your motorcycle. Think about that. Trailers can be very fucking expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so if you say, oh, he's buying this Suzuki GS 500E, but he's also getting an $1,800 trailer with it, they'll rate the loan for it. Even though he's just buying a GS 500E. Yeah. So we had all kinds of trailers. My old sales manager would be like, oh, yeah, I was like, how are you going to fully load a Suzuki GS 500E? I got to see this. I want to see a fully loaded GS 500E. He goes, no, just going to be one accessory. What's that? Trailer. Except you forgot to give it to him. Right?
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That was the deal.
Allegedly.
That's how he'd chew it up. He'd be like, yeah, he's $1,500, $1,800 upside down on his loan. Yeah, that's how we'll do it. We'll write him a loan for $1,800 over the normal price of the bike. Oh, it's terrible.
We're going to have to put this episode behind a paywall.
Yeah. Well, if your dealer starts talking about where he can hide your negative equity, run. Just fucking run. Yeah. If the words hide your negative equity ever come up in a conversation, you need to run out of that dealership. Yeah. You need to run. Yeah. Because they've got you. They've got you figured out. And when they're like, oh, this is great, your monthly payment's going to be $50 lower than it was with the thing you had before. Also run.
Yeah.
Also run. I promise you. You're about to find about a 100-month installment loan.
I was about to say, yeah. You just got a 50-year mortgage on your car.
Yes.
72 months?
72 months on a Katana? That seems a little wild. Seems a little aggressive. 72 months on a 94 Katana? Sure, why not? Yeah. Well, I can afford about $100 a month. I'll get you there.
Yeah.
Other thing never to say to a dealership. I can afford about $200 a month.
The other
Do
thing,
not say that.
So let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Okay, so a kid comes in, can afford something, right?
Right.
So now you work out his payment.
Yeah.
Does he have to call because like with kids getting a sport bike, that insurance might be fucking $500 a month.
Oh, it's insane.
So you don't worry about that. You're
It's
like, go
totally
take your bike,
insane.
fuck you, figure it out.
Oh, I've had parents come in and be like, you sold my kid this bike. Yes, I did. Your kid's 26 years old.
Yeah.
Your kid's 26 years old. He came in, he did the application for title, he did the application for the loan. I got him the loan. Away we go. Yeah, of course, this is great. You know, and the payment, he's thrilled with the payment. Yeah, but his insurance is about $360 a month.
I'm not an insurance agent.
Wow, you need to find a different insurance agent.
Yeah.
Right? Well, he can't afford that.
That sounds like his
toenails.
problem. Yeah.
Wow, man. Yeah.
I hope he can afford the payment.
Right. I mean, the bank already wrote the deal. The deal's done.
Yeah.
I don't know what you were expecting me to do. Like, I was going to magically call the bank and be like, oh, backsies, you know? No, man, that's not it. That happens a lot. That actually happens more than you can imagine.
Wow.
People do not understand ancillary costs. And that's why at our
Or
shop,
what their kids are doing.
you know what? And that's a big part of it is I've had parents come in to represent their kids. I've had parents come in to be like, well, you know, I'm going to advocate for my son or daughter. And I was like, that's a 40-year-old man. You know, like that's a 40-year-old adult we're talking about right now. And then, but the parents come in and the parents have no understanding of financing either. Because the parents come in and the parents are like, well, he said it was $199 a month. And I'm like, it is. It is $199 a month. Well, what's this amount? Well, that's tax, you know,
Right.
That's tax. That's something else. That's whatever. But the loan he wrote initially was for a $199 a month loan. That's what that is. Well, it says right here that it's 1.99% financing. I said, no, it doesn't say that on his contract. He's got the world's shittiest credit. He gets 18.99% financing. He's got shit credit. Well, he's supposed to get 1.99. If he had better credit, he might. Wait, that's your son. Yeah, he's a 40-year-old man that came in here. Yeah, but he doesn't understand the way financing works. Well, clearly you don't either. You know, because you didn't train him because you didn't know yourself. So now I've got 2 people in my shop that are both not great at this. And I got to then try to educate both of them. When it's my least, again, financing is my least favorite thing to do ever because I'm still the person that says, if you can't buy it cash, don't buy it.
Right.
Like I'm the Dave Ramsey mindset of like, if you have to finance a motorcycle, maybe you should be buying something else, right? Like get yourself in a position where you don't have to finance the motorcycle is probably the best bet.
Yep.
Because motorcycles to me are always like, I see a lot of motorcycles get crashed and I know how much the insurance company pays out on a crashed motorcycle. It's not enough.
Right.
And if you crash your motorcycle, and sometimes I've been known to crash a motorcycle, all the best insurance in the world, you better be leaning heavy into that gap and have some of that super expensive insurance. If you can't afford the super expensive insurance and you have a oopsies with your motorcycle, probably 40% of the motorcycles that come through my shop get totaled out. And that's way too high.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they want to total them out. You'd be shocked when the guys, first of all, they don't even send people in anymore. The insurance companies very rarely send a human in. They now want me to go to, Snapchat and upload all kinds of pictures.
When you say 40% of the bikes that come through your shop get totaled out, you mean the ones that are crashed?
The ones that are crashed.
Yeah.
When a damaged bike comes into my shop, it's about 40% of the damaged bikes that come in. You or I would look at that bike and be like, awesome, great. We got to fix that, and it'll be great.
I do feel like the summer of 2010, literally 40%. Not just like
I think
crashed and totaled out.
I think
total bikes coming through.
2010 was shocking how many bikes got crashed. Now a lot of them had transmissions, a lot of them were shifters, and the people weren't qualified to ride them, shifting scooters. And so we had a lot of people that lost a lot of bikes because people just didn't understand how to shift, and they would just wheelie right into the wall. Their first 20-foot journey ended in a total catastrophe. But like we got a bike in there right now that we're going to be doing a little paint project on. That the insurance company said the bike's totaled. Over my bike fell over on the right-hand side. And the insurance company said that bike is totaled. But the person doesn't want to total the bike because they paid $6,500 for the bike and the insurance company is going to give them $4,000. Well, they've only had the bike a year.
Right. And they can't get another one.
And they can't buy another one for $4,000.
Right.
So they're just accepting the fact they paid over $6,000 to own it, right? So they're gonna, we're gonna paint the bike and do the stuff for the bike that the bike needs. But when the insurance company did the job, the insurance company was like, "Yeah, this bike's totaled.
We can totally fix it." My dad's a TV repairman. He's got the ultimate set of tools.
He's got all the tools.
Pete dropping fucking the.
That's pretty good. But fast times. That's it. Anybody else got anything else?
No, I think the FCC is telling us.
Yeah, we should be. We should be done, man. We gave him a little bonus today.
I think Chris has a quick hitter over here.
Oh, we do? Okay, fire it up.
Take my wife, please.
Did you know that William Shatner once tried to start his own lingerie company for women? Unfortunately, Shatner panties turned out to be not such a great name.
Shatner panties.
Folks,
I've been waiting for that.
That is the $25 level right there.
All right, folks, on that, remember to ride fast and take chances. Play us out of here, Johnny!
Bum, 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 bum,
Eject into that button. Get us out of here, sleepy. Gas.
All right. Oh, we finished on a high note.